Oh, explosion. Hello, everybody. How are we tonight? I see a lot of people. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of people here. Guy, plays the most, weighing it. Gian, Gengar Mega. The Sky, fantastic. Cryo, my love, hello. So glad you get to be here. Emerald, hi. Emilite, hello. How is everybody? How went Soul Link recording? You're gonna have to watch to find out. We have reverb? Oh, sorry about that. I know, I forgot which button I was supposed to push. How are we today? I'm not giving away any details of how good or bad Soul Link went today. Let me just move myself back over since Aloe's not here for this. Instead of being an egg, can you be a worm or a duck? You can go into the stream avatars extension, which is XTENSION here, and you can pick any Danganronpa character you like. They are 1 net coin apiece. I promise you, you have 1 net coin by now. You're about to go to bed, Advanced Warrior? Sad. You don't need to tell you what. Ivy, hello. Wing it, I promise you, you have 1 net coin. You have way more than 1 net coin. Sad? Have a good night? I mean, sucks to suck. Oh, how the Soul Link went? You don't already know. You do not already know. What is the up? The ceiling. I'm not gonna say my real. You can't gamble that much in the slots at a time. The max is 5K. Just letting you know. You have a very good idea. Do you know? Anywho, we're gonna start this game. Oh wait, no, we're continuing. Shoot. We don't need to start a new game. Scuff. The Soul Link will match soullessly. You can hear me down there? I did not know you could hear me down there. Yeah, guys, this is the first game I'm playing on the PS5 on stream. Woo! I didn't know you could hear me down there. That's funny, actually. I'm quite caffeinated up, by the way, guys. I had a coffee and a couple of sodas, and you found out one of your kids dislikes you because you verbally say the word gasp? Gasp! Cryo should come up and crash my party. He's downstairs. I'm upstairs. Rosie, learn how to spell, please, for your own sake. Here we go. For a reminder for everybody, I'm not voicing this game. I gotta voice all those Danganronpa characters tomorrow. I'm not voicing this game. Sorry. Despite that, the tightness in my chest won't disappear. I groan quietly as I feel another migraine coming on. Whoa! Apparently we're fighting Charizard. It's just like when the chandelier fell, as if I'm not myself. Hey, you good, dude? Does your head feel okay? I've got some painkillers if you need them. You mustn't overexert yourself. Hold tight, for I shall be your steed to the dining hall. What is this game? This is Process of Elimination. It is another mystery title. But it's kind of like strategy mystery. Storm's hi, by the way. You got one, but you don't know if it shows. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, Gengar. You're gonna go to bed, you feel like crap. Good night, Rosie. You love mystery titles? Yeah. It's fine. I really don't need to be carried. After some time, the pain recedes. But I can't understand it. Why is my body such a wreck right now? Hey, downtown, could I get one of those painkillers later, just in case? Neko what? Neko what? Sure, no prob. Just don't forget you owe me one now. There's the thingy in the middle of the screen? You mean the thing that's like... Oh, I can't even show my mouse. Hold on. The best way I'm going to be able to... Oh, I can't even pick up a stream avatar. The thing that's like... Up here? Actually, yes. Is that what you mean? That's part of the stream avatar boss. Yeah, no, it's part of the stream avatar boss. That's what that is. There's a severe thunderstorm in your area? Oh no. Oh no. Anywho. Sure, no probs. Just don't forget, you owe me one now. I do? Hello! Hi! I feel like I haven't seen you in oh wait, it's been 5 minutes. Now come on, let's hit the dining hall. Don't want anyone getting all sus about us hanging back too long, you know? Those bosses don't just cancel. It does not show. It's probably because the boss started before you did it. I'll fix it for you once the boss is over. You're just so busy all the time. I know. Downtown doesn't wait for me to respond. Instead, pulling my hand and leading me into the dining hall. Thanks for lurking, Ivy. The dining room is buzzing with chatter. Some ingredients were left in the refrigerator, so Gourmet Detective cooked us a meal. Workaholic, Renegade, and Doleful agree to keep watch while the rest of us gather around the lengthy dining room. No, the only way to turn it off would be for me to literally disconnect stream avatars and reconnect them. Alright everyone, soup's on. I already tasted the ingredients for poison, so kick back, relax, and enjoy the meal. Poison? But that could have killed you. It would have been much easier and safer to use my forensic friend, Quickie Licky. Oh my god, these names. Sniffy Whiffy and Quickie Licky. Holy jugs. That's Gourmet Detective. No worries, little man. A bit of this stuff ain't enough to bring down Gourmet anyway. It's like this, see? She could guzzle down any old poison like it were a sody pop. Oh, Rowdy, when you put it like that, I practically sound like a monster. Cloth, hello. I've sampled all sorts of toxins since I was a kid, so I guess I built up a tolerance? Cyanide has too much of a kick, though, even for me. So you really do have a super palate. How alarmingly impressive. Oh my gosh, the spaghetti is the bomb. You're like just as good at cooking as you are at eating, Gourmet. Indeed, the sauce is excellent, rich yet refreshing, with a complex taste that lingers in the mouth. Just what is this sauce precisely? Downtown, figure it out, won't you? Who, me? How should I know? Can we at least give the mystery-solving shtick a rest while we're eating? The music, the whole soundtrack for this game is lit, guy. You said so passionate. Come on, stream avatars, you need to calm down. You put it on hard. Tomorrow's your birthday. Well, happy early birthday. But life is full of mysteries, is it not? As detectives, it's our job, our legacy even, to find them. Eureka, this bittersweet flavor. It is surely lemon, is it not? Not quite. I can't see lemons having any place in this sauce. What? Rubbish. Lemons are exceptionally juicy. So, who the heck wants a juicy sauce? Wait, how are you even gonna eat in all that metal? It's drugs. Wing it. When it turns midnight, you'll be 19. Well, congrazzles. But however, no personal information in the chat, so I'm gonna have to delete that. Through the slits of my helm, of course. Behold. Ew, you are so nasty, like for real. Do not slip your carrots into my soup, Bookie. Without them, you will be doomed to never grow any taller. Carrots smell of dirt. They're disgusting, and I hate them. And although vitamins do impact your health, they won't affect the body's growth. Therefore, not eating them will impede my height. Will not impede my height. Your logic is flawed, said the girl, swiftly destroying his flimsy argument. Enough twaddling. Eat your dinner. Gourmet took the time to boil the carrots, making them both tender and easy to eat. Listen to Mystic now, Bookworm. A detective cannot afford to be picky. Sippy, sippy. Thanks for the catnip. My, how nostalgic. As a girl, I simply loathed bean sprouts. I refused to take even a single bite. In fact, but now they're my absolute favorite. Bean sprouts. That sounds like a rather humble meal for a member of the distinguished Pinkerton family, the girl said, eyes growing wide. Well, her family has fallen on hard times as of late, and now does security work to make a living. Even so, you're looking at the woman who revived their... We haven't the time for your hearsay. The Pinkertons are now, as ever, the very finest of detectives. Wrong. Bookworm is crazy. I like bookworms are fine. Giving the catnip to chase my drink with, or am I chasing the catnip with the drink? Rest assured, I shall reveal the true nature of the quartering duke and unveil the truth. You'll all see soon enough. I'm unable to mask the surprise on my face as I listen to the others chat in harmony. Hi, Oliver. The real question? What's the real question? Even after seeing something so horrible, they're still able to have a normal meal. It goes to show how amazing they are. What am I drinking? It's Code Red at the moment. I, on the other hand, haven't been able to take a single bite of the food on my plate. Before me is a savory soup full of hearty veggies, toasted baguette slices, and fluffy eggs scrambled together with smoked meat. All the food looks as delicious as it is inviting. Yet I can't will the hand holding my spoon to budge even an inch. Ugh. It does sound really good, doesn't it? You heard fluffy eggs? You did. Actually, I really would love scrambled eggs. I haven't had like a good scrambled egg in a while, and that sounds really tasty. Like with some cheese in it. No matter how hard I try, I can't keep the grisly sight from earlier out of my head. I know we're out of eggs. I know. It's okay. Everyone else saw the same thing as me, but I'm the only one paralyzed by it. How pathetic can I be? Whoa, that's a lot of catnip. Oh, and we caught the dang Charizard. Fantastic. You had eggs tonight? Eggs are delicious. See, look. Blazing Wolf Cloth. Let me see. Where is stream avatars? Here it is. It was Gengar that needed to be fixed. Allie's here. Hi, Allie. I noticed you in the stream avatars before you even said anything. Hello, how are ya? Oliver, Gengar, Mega. Here we go. It looks like you did not pick one. What did you pick, Gengar? Whatever's going on with the bottom of the screen. Stream avatars. I'm just throwing people around at this point. Just because it's funny. We'll see if they come back. Actually, I could probably do it like that. Yeah. It looked like... No, okay, so the Pokemon are not on. It's the Danganronpa characters tonight. Everyone else saw the same thing as me, but I'm the only one paralyzed by it. How pathetic can I be? I mean, I'm a member of the Alliance myself. I need to strengthen my mental fortitude so murder scenes won't bother me this much. No idea how that works, but it looks fun. It's a separate program. You look rather tense. Are you quite all right? Holmes is seated next to me, her voice a low whisper, such that only I can hear it. You're turned to a week's backlog of paperwork. Ooh, boy. Yikes. Sorry, just had something on my mind. Don't worry about me. You're a poor liar. That murder scene robbed you of your appetite, didn't it? Uh-huh. I gawk at how easily she sees through me. It's plain as day from the look on your face. Not to mention, this is something everyone who fancies themselves a detective has gone through. Ah, right. I'll try to get used to it as quickly as I can. Now, no need for that. Homicides aren't something you should get accustomed to. 4! We guacamole, holy moly. Can you put the thing again so you can try to equip it? Well, there it is, right there. You get that homework done? Who's got homework? Whoever it is, get it done. Huh? What do you mean? I blurt out the question before I can stop myself. Precisely what I said. It's not uncommon for detectives to encounter tragedy, but even so, we mustn't consider it a mere fact of life. Observe, though the others seem cheerful, you'll catch a strained look on their faces from time to time. Such cheer is intentionally projected so as to cope with the tragedy we failed to prevent. Ooh, boy. Yes, please call me tomorrow. Have a good night, Allie. They're doing it on purpose. Looking again at the group, I can see hints of tension during the lulls in conversation. I see. So it's not everyone just instantly moved on from Senior Detective's murder. Rather, they're steeling themselves, shrouding their weaknesses as they continue to untangle this mystery. Anyone who considers death and violence a daily reality has no business calling themselves a detective. Those who are brave, who abhor tragedies, and work tirelessly to reverse the damage they cause, those are the true detectives. So too must you steel yourself, Watto. Be a true detective, one who will never give in, no matter what may befall you. Yeah. My hand is still frozen in place, gripping my spoon, but no matter how long it takes, I'll finish this meal in front of me. Not only that, I'll become a real detective, just like Holmes said. Everyone come quick! Workaholic's voice echoes through the room. I turn to see his flustered face at the doorway. There's a bright light by the heliport next to the research facility. The culprit could be attempting to escape by air. What? The group rushes outside the manor. Take a look over yonder. Just what could be making that glow? I'm sensing serious danger. Whatever it is, I don't think we should get close to it. Renegade points off into the distance where something is definitely shining. The paved area over there is a heliport, which means that light could belong to a helicopter. Oh, looks like it worked. Though I didn't see anything there when I checked before. You literally just bought all the carry. Oh my god. I'm seeing something. It's big and oval and standing on the heliport. It's painted black, so I can't make it out too good. But my gut says it's real bad news. Probably a trap set by the op. But we need to make certain. If it truly is a helicopter, our inaction will allow the perpetrator to flee. Now wait one moment. We passed by the heliport earlier, and there wasn't a single thing to be found. How could there suddenly be an entire aircraft? It's impossible. I've heard there's a hangar located beneath the heliport. They could have lured us to the manor in order to slip away. Which means we need to get moving at once. Without delay, Ideal begins doling out orders to each detective. Workaholic, Posh, Downtown, Techie, Mystic, and Bookworm, all of you will stay here. Once we make our move, the enemy may target the manor. Be on your guard. Very well, we'll handle things here. Be careful, Chief. The base will not be breached on our watch. This I vow. Very good. I'm counting on you all, my fellow detectives. Armor, Rowdy, Gourmet, and Renegade, I want you to accompany me to the heliport. Doleful, get to high ground and keep watch. If anything seems amiss, contact me via D-pad immediately. I'd like to come too. Doleful interrupts Holmes, his voice wavering. Oh, with all that trembling and shaking, just look at the state you're in. You're sensing something quite horrific, aren't you? Are you certain you'll be alright? Just keeping watch with Rowdy would be doing plenty. I'm definitely afraid, but my ability only works if I am in danger. That's why I want to stay close, not keep my distance. That's the whole reason I'm here. Well said, little man. Don't sweat it. I've got your back, see? I may not look it, but I'm 17, you know. You're older than me? My bad. Didn't mean to patronize. Just slug me to make it even. Sippy sippy. Thanks for the catnip. As for you, incompetent, what will you do? Some of them are kids and some of them are adults in this one. Those two are kids. I believe Techie is also a kid. But I'm pretty sure that's it. Actually, do these list ages? Yeah, so our character is 17. Psycha, it's not gonna list it, is it? Oh, it's not gonna list them because they're Bookie's 11. I also think Doleful is high school. Yeah, she's high school. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. As for you, incompetent, what will you do? What we discover may be even more disturbing than what we've encountered before. Will you remain at the manor, or come with us? I will go with Holmes. I'll come with you, Holmes. I'm a member of the DA myself, after all. Right. I'm glad to hear it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Onward toward the light. There was a theory last stream of this game you didn't get to talk about, and you're trying to think of what it was. Let us see precisely what trap the enemy has laid for us. I feel an odd sense of calm on the mountain path despite the underlying tension. It's likely because I'm surrounded by so many talented detectives. As long as we're together, there's nothing we can't handle. I'm certain of it. And most importantly, Holmes is by my side. She's without a doubt the finest detective around. Her abilities are, well, ideal as the chief of this skilled bunch. You have to go? Bye, Oliver. Have a good night. We've only spent a few hours together up until now, and yet getting to experience the talents of the DA's members has been enough to eclipse even the Duke's overwhelming tyranny. Honestly speaking, no matter how fearsome this Duke is, I can't imagine these detectives could ever be defeated. Even with the uncertainty of whatever trap our investigation may uncover, I rest assured that everything will be fine. Well, Ratty, we've descended quite a way. Are you able to identify the source of that light yet? Nope, sorry. I can make out the outline, but no clue what it actually is. It don't seem like no helicopter I've ever seen, though. More like a giant metal drum with a huge shiny eye on it. A giant drum? It's getting increasingly difficult to determine what the object may be. Helicopter or not, we should have been able to identify it by now. Naturally, our pace begins to quicken. Careful, Ideal. Whatever it is, it smells terrible. This scheme is making me tingle. The perp's got a real knack for this. Stay back, Sir Doleful. No matter what befalls us, I shall protect you all. I know the moment that everybody sees Gourmet Detective for the first time based on the chat. Yeah, see, Wingit didn't see it before. Okay. As we talk, the light draws closer. Until... That sound. Shit, it started moving. You like big plot devices and you cannot lie? What's Gourmet Detective? Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Moving. As Rowdy shouts, the light, which had been glowing in front of us, begins to approach. At that moment, Doleful's face goes white, and he lets out a cry beside me. Everyone, we need to run. My senses, they're telling me that certain death is coming. Back to the manor, ladies and gentlemen. Make haste. This looks cool. Hi, Hoot Hoot. At Holmes' command, we turn our backs to the light and begin to run. In the distance, I hear an ominous mechanical sound. The noise grows louder and louder until it's bearing down upon us. When I look back, a horrific figure is practically on top of the group. Ugh. Everyone, I shall rendezvous with you at the manor. Armor! I hear Armor heading toward the sound, but then... what is the... Yeah! Armor's screams echo from behind. What could have happened? We need to help him, but is there really anything I can do? What in the world is going on back there? Even if I won't make a difference, it's still better than not even trying. With my mind made up, I do an about-face. The first thing I notice is Holmes, who must have just turned around herself. Then, right in the line of sight, I spot it. A colossal, ominous black shadow. Just as Rowdy had said, it resembles a giant metal drum. Its figure, several meters tall, looms above us. It looks down, then rushes forward while emitting a shrill mechanical noise. Oh, wait, that's... The trauma I suffered years ago resurfaces in my mind.
This was the very same thing that attacked us back then. But why is it at DA headquarters? So, that's how it is.
The comment slips from Holmes' mouth, as if the presence of this thing confirmed her suspicions. She braces herself and lifts her fist before issuing her command. Don't turn back. I'll buy us some time, so you go on ahead. But... I said go. You're no match for it, even as a group. There you go, Alex. The one on the left is Gourmet Detective. That's her title. These detectives are acting sus. Dang, everyone is dropping. Damn moron, if anyone should be on the rear guard, it's me. Ideal is far stronger than you, Rowdy. I know it's difficult, but we should trust her on this one. This is all my fault. All because of me. Someone else is going to... Save those tears for later. We need to figure out some way to deal with this. You like her goggles? Gourmet Detective doesn't look like a chef. She's not necessarily a chef, though she does cook. She has a super palate, so she can determine poisons. She can taste every ingredient in a dish without knowing what's in it. And first and foremost, she's a detective. Just like all the rest of them are detectives. You feel like a perp is among us, and they're trying to find a way to slip from the party. Yippee. Despite our conflicted feelings, the group begins to run. But what should I do? Can I really just leave Holmes behind? Don't tell me. I failed to protect you a second time. Don't make me repeat myself. Holmes glances my way. Her profile beams with a deep, genuine happiness. You've saved me once already. Now it's my turn to do the same for you. Okay. I steel myself and turn my back to Holmes. Then I take off in a sprint with every ounce of strength in my body, as if I'm running from the very reality unfolding behind me. I hear a grating, clangorous sound, as if something metallic were being struck. The overbearing noise that had been pursuing us now recedes into the distance. It must be Holmes's doing. She's the chief of the DA for a reason. Surely she could hold her own against that monstrous thing. Maybe, just maybe, my concern is misplaced. It'll be fine. If anyone can handle this and make it back safely, it's Holmes. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Thank you, Watto. As if sensing Holmes's gratitude, I find myself turning around to face her. Behind me, I see a fountain of bright crimson spray into the moonlight. It catches the light briefly before showering down on the ground below. A beautiful white figure is suspended amid the scarlet. Her presence, which felt so imposing only a moment ago, seems insignificant now. Her limbs, once graceful, now hang like a marionette with its strings cut. The sight seems so unreal, I doubt my own eyes. However, the sounds of rending flesh and spraying blood snap me back to reality. The blades that pitch-black monster pierce through her slender body, arcing upward into the sky with strings of red. The merciless act is repeated, once, twice, 3 times in a vivid, unadulterated display of violence. Saika's body, which had barely remained standing, begins to sink limply toward the ground. I try to yell, but no words come out. My throat quakes, unable to muster the sounds. As her body slumps to the earth, my voice finally rings out. Saiga! And now we're at the official beginning of the game. That was all the prologue. The music is freaking fantastic. You're right, Aloe. You're back and you're late again. Nah, you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Look, I get it. You're tired of Danganronpa. Listen, no, the only reason why they aren't making more Danganronpa is because Spike Chunsoft doesn't want to make any more. And because the director, the authoring director, left the company. Fluffy, trying to ambush those stars. Of course you are. Solo leveling, be like, that's what it looks like. A locker open. Shush, Cryo. Yeah. You liked her too? Yeah, indeed. No, please don't be sorry for being late. Don't worry about it. The intro is impressive, though. It is fantastic. I love all the music in this game. It's a good one. Saika. As I attempt to run toward her. Incompetent, you have to stay back. A hand reaches out and stops me from behind. I turn to meet Doleful's stern expression. He immediately starts to run, forcibly pulling me along. We can't waste what precious time our chief has bought us. You have to make it out of this alive. You're playing Pokemon Scarlet when you found a shiny Mimikyu. Congrats, Zazzle. Doleful. Tears still linger in Doleful's eyes. He must be grieving too. But despite that, he's quashed down his feelings to soldier onwards. Sorry, let's keep moving. I release his hand and run on my own. He's right, our morning can wait. Right now, we need to survive this. Renegade, I sense a threat. It's coming from the cliff you're touching right now. Copy that. Impeccable timing, Dolly.
As Doleful calls out, Renegade kicks the rocky face of the cliff beside him. Not one moment later, I hear a loud rumbling from above us. All I ever do is attract danger. Stick around and see for yourself. Rocks rain down, pummeling the black machine with an impact no human could survive. Once again, I'm shown how terrifying Doleful's power can be. However, the automaton immediately bursts free from the rubble, letting out some kind of metallic war cry as it resumes its motion. Hi Heather, welcome in. Ew, that didn't work. Not even a scratch. It's tougher than your average tank. Just the thought makes me tingle all over. The fake corpse was a joke. It was a reference to Alpharad before he could let plays called Not the Not. Oh. Feature games similar to mainstream games. Well, listen, if you have what you believe to be a Danganronpa clone, send it my way. I want to play it. I actually have a few on the list for once we finish doing some other things. Like Your Turn to Die, and you forgot about the Not series? Don't worry, we've got so many visual novels to play, you guys are gonna get sick of them. Save your tingling for later. We managed to stall it for a bit, so let's get going. Charge! I haven't played it myself yet, but I did watch another YouTuber do like the first like section of it. Back when it was still like really early access before it was even on Steam or anything. But Zera's Escape is definitely on the list. In fact, we've already done 999. And after we finish half of I'm sorry. What is this game called? The minute of the game where Neko forgets what game she's playing. Process of elimination. Sorry, guys. After we finish Process of Elimination, we are going to be moving on to the next one. Good lord. Listen. Neko does not have the best memory. We're not doing World's End Club. I hate that game. I hate it. Can't play it. It drives me up a wall. I tried. I could not finish it. Sorry to anybody who enjoyed World's End Club. Sorry. The Somnium Files is on the list, though. A bellowing voice erupts from behind. I failed to notice the armor had caught up to us until I see him clinging tightly to the black machine. They grapple like wrestlers. Armor must have seen Holmes's body, yet he still charged in without hesitation. What an incredible resolve. That's actually part of why I hated it. Don't put platforming in my visual novels, thank you. You bought the game after playing the demo? You don't know anything after the prologue? It was a nice fake out intro though? Yeah. You have not seen any scary games I play? The only ones I've played so far were Paranormicite and Nancy Drew Secrets Can Kill. I don't do actual scary. Thank you. I'm a scaredy cat, though I will be working up to some more scary-ish things later down the line. Ish. Scary-ish. His strength is outclassed, if only just, and his massive frame is slowly being pushed back. My good compatriots, it matters not what becomes of me. You must press on post-haste. What? No, you're coming with us too, Armor. Nay, were I to let loose this metal beast, it would surely annihilate you all. Though I may have failed to protect Ideal Detective, I can still save the rest of Armor, please. Armored detective is prepared to give his life. It's no different from when Holmes gave hers. All I can do is watch helplessly. We have to escape. We need to escape. Hey, Armor, jump on the count of 3. Jump. Gourmet is suddenly standing next to me, and in front of her. Grrr! Get a taste of the Japanese fighting spirit! Rowdy wields a massive log that I can only assume she picked up somewhere. Oh, you're so dashing, Rowdy. Remind me to give you a kiss later. Hands to yourself! Rowdy hurls the log toward the black machine. 1, 2, 3! 3! The log rolls beneath Armor as he leaps and smashes directly into the machine. The log seems to have lodged itself between its legs, compromising its balance completely. It feels like we finally made a dent in its armor, so to speak. Oh, that's right. You mentioned having plasma knuckles back in the basement. They must be incredibly powerful, right? Verily, my good sir. The time has come to unleash the energy stored within this right hand of mine. Whoa! Guy, what a roll. It's because it's on delay, Gengar. You gotta remember that you're seeing it a little bit behind, and then it takes time to get back to stream avatars. Sorry. I hear a loud crackling as Armor swings his right arm at the tottering black mass. Taste steel, fiend. Thine end is nigh. Plasma knuckles! With a thunderous crack, my vision is overwhelmed by a blinding flash of light. When my eyes adjust, I see the machine has been pushed back considerably. That must have been Armor's doing. His fearsome blow was aided by an electric current, a rather powerful one evidently. But the metal thing doesn't look one bit addled. In fact, it seems ready to charge towards us at any moment. What? Is it invincible? Armor, now's our chance to run. My apologies. But in utilizing my plasma knuckles, my whole body has been rendered numb. What? Armor moves so stiffly that I have no choice but to lend him my shoulder and run with all my might. We can't throw away this opening our combined efforts made for us. If it weren't for Holmes, we would have died before we got this far in the first place. The scene replays in my head. In the end, I couldn't bring myself to call her Saika, even when, deep down, I truly felt it was her. And now there's no way to confirm it, if Holmes really was the girl I once knew. Damn it, damn it! As we run, I vent my anger to no one in particular, but ultimately, I'm angriest with myself. Armor Detective fought for our sake, and yet all I can do is lend him my shoulder. After running for quite some time, we arrive at the manor where the others are waiting. My word, what is the meaning of this? And where's the chief? I don't see her. The remaining detectives panic as they see the black mass approaching behind us. There's no time to elaborate. I'll explain later. Quick, open the door. And why should I do the bidding of a commoner? Do you have any idea how prestigious my aristocratic family is? That big black clunker is about to make mincemeat out of us. Now open the goddamn door and get inside, will ya? Alright already. Cowed by Rowdy's ferocity, the group wordlessly rushes back into the manor. As soon as the lock clicks, feed Posh to the robot.
Wing it!
A loud banging echoes through the hall as the mass repeatedly slams itself against the door. It continues, as if goading us to come out, but the door doesn't seem to budge an inch. I shudder to think what would have happened if we hadn't made it back in time. Just like a Pinkerton, right? The door, it's... No need to fret. This manor doubles as an emergency shelter for the Alliance. It may look like wood, but it's reinforced by steel. Plus, these windows are bulletproof. Not even tank shells could break through. The banging persists for several minutes until finally it goes quiet. But although our enemy seems to have relented, I can't relax one bit. I'm worried that monstrosity will come busting through the door at any moment. The rest of the detectives are in the same boat. No one can mask their fear after that horrific thing came chasing after us. Hi, Vivian. There's only one person in a good mood. Oh me, oh my, what a predicament we're in. What is there to make light of? Where has Holmes run off to? And what on earth was that horrid thing? I demand an explanation. Just had a tornado problem? Oh my goodness. Whoa now, do you really need one? Our chief ideal detective was killed. Cut down by that black whatever it was. Beg pardon. Renegade's words chilled the entire room. Those of us who were with Holmes hang our heads, while others look at Renegade with incredulous faces. I got it. Thanks. Oh, pish posh. Ideal isn't simply intelligent. Her prowess in battle is unmatched. Surely this must be some clever ruse of hers. Yes, that must be it. She's made us believe her to be dead, all so she can come jumping out when it suits her fancy. Oh, that woman vexes me so. Nay, Lady Posh. I am afraid Lady Ideal was undoubtedly slain. When that metal beast attacked, I leapt forth to impede it, but its blade struck my helm, upon which I fell momentarily unconscious. That is a lot of guys, no, are you gonna make... No, that's too much catnip. Those same blades attacked Holmes, too. I'm glad your armor saved you. Indeed. 'Tis fortunate that I yet breathe. However, my brief moment of weakness proved to be fatal. When I came to, I witnessed Lady Ideal being torn asunder. I rushed to her side in a trice, but it was too late. She had breathed her last. Woe, the bitter sting of regret! Had I only espied these hidden blades sooner, or awoken faster, I could have shielded her. If only I had been stronger! If only! Curses! Curses! The entrance hall reverberates with the sound of armor's gauntlets pounding against the floor. No one doubts his testimony. How could we? He's far too stricken by grief for it to be a performance. Alright, let's clear some things up. We walked straight into the enemy's trap, and our chief was killed. Now that metallic monster is out there, and we have no way of leaving. At this point, our only option is to lay low for a while and stay put in this manor. The very same place where Senior Detective's murderer, the Quartering Duke, still hides. This manor, where the Duke is hiding. Everyone falls silent at Renegade's words. According to Holmes' theory, the Duke is still somewhere within Gormgast. What's worse, he could actually be hiding within our ranks. Nobody says a word, but it's obvious that all of us have begun eyeing one another with distrust. If this was his plan all along, then the Duke is even more formidable than I thought. Here in this room is a closed circle of detectives, with each one suspecting the rest. We've been lured into an extraordinary dilemma, one that I have yet to see in the pages of any mystery novel. Renegade detective's words leave the hall deathly quiet. It's obvious what we must do. Posh is the first to break the silence. We must expose the Duke lurking within these walls. As Ideal Detective suggested, I'd wager he was responsible for her demise as well. Fluffy, are you gonna let this guy just jump for this star, or are you gonna do your thing? Wow, Posh, aren't you phased at all? And what makes you assume I'm not? I apologize for my volume. Even an aristocrat, such as myself, would be shocked by Ideal Detective's passing. Who got it? I don't even see the star anymore. But that only serves to emphasize my point. We need to find the culprit at once. And this group needs a chief to carry on her vision. Yeah, it looks like it's gone. That being said, there's none better suited than yours truly, Posh Detective. I swear to uncover the cad behind Ideal Detective's untimely end. I shall be commencing my investigation at once, so if you'll excuse me. But, Posh, working alone is too dangerous. Hold on, I'll come with you. Fair enough. That's fair. Workaholic scurries after Posh as she strides toward the hallway by herself. I consider going after her, but stop myself. Things should be fine as long as Workaholic is there with her. Well, now's as good a chance as any to take a peek at my room. Your room? Are they assigned to us? Naturally. This manor was designed to host guests from the outside world, such as us. Though it's unusual for there to be so many at once, so some of us will have to share. Incompetent, you may take room 101, the one Ideal would have used. You'll find the keys within it. So I'll be staying in Holmes's room. I'm not sure what to think. I failed to do much of anything. Does someone like me really deserve a private room? During times of emotional distress, it is more vital than ever to eat and sleep well. Mystic speaks to me as if reading my mind. I know how it feels to lack the power to save those who are right in front of you. Helpless, you blame yourself, but what's done is done. At times like this, you must focus on repose. Only a rested mind can render proper judgment. Thank you, Mystic. Bookie, let us retire to bed ourselves. You must be tired after being up and about since early this morning. I'm fine, said the girl, in a dignified manner. Dignified, was it? Your eyes are drooping shut. Now then, everyone, let us reconvene tomorrow for breakfast. I shall be preparing authentic British fare for you all to enjoy. Having said his piece, Mystic takes Bookworm's hand and leads her up the staircase. Out of curiosity, Techie, even if we used those friends of yours, we still couldn't get in touch with the outside world, correct? That's right. It's just like at the research facility. I tested each of them, but none were able to establish a connection. My theory is that Morg's communications antenna may be damaged. There are two issues we need to address before we can make external contact. First, locate the island's antenna, and secondly, fix it. Doing either will be pretty difficult while we're locked inside this manor. That must be why that slippery little Duke trapped us in here. His plan is as nasty as a food stall that refuses to serve you. See, every time somebody sees Gourmet for the first time, we get the same reaction. The same reaction. This is, Aloe, this is where my laughing face would come in like real handy. That must be what, yes. Gourmet. I address her without thinking, surprised by the intensity so unlike her usual self. You smell commissions? The commissions have already been paid for. They're already coming. Oops, that's a service dog. Service dogs can go and eat too, Ethan. No, if only you were looking at her face. Hold on. The chat becomes hazardously horny when she appears. Gourmet is 20. Yeah, no, that was actually what I was just checking. Woof, I was literally in the middle of looking. Ethan! Oh, does she have a canon height? She's 5'11". There you go. It does grab. Oh my god. You're not fun bag-related content. You love her hair? Gourmet immediately softens her expression in response. Sorry about that, incompetent. Seems my face is a bit stiff from a lack of sleep. I'm gonna go soak in the tub and head to bed. Don't stay up too late, okay, everyone? We all need to work together if we hope to bring Holmes' killer to justice after all. I'm headed to my room too. I've got something I want to prepare for tomorrow. I'll show you guys in the morning. Alright, yeah, chat, what color are her eyes? Hold on. There we go. All of you can get in there. Goodbye. Bonk. All of yous. I bonk each and every one of you. With that, Techie and Gourmet exit toward the back of the entrance hall. Downtown, Rowdy, Armor, Doleful, and myself remain behind. Incompetent. I'm so sorry. What do you mean, Doleful? Doleful walks toward me and suddenly bows his head. I have no idea why he's sorry. What could have happened? What are you apologizing for? Did something happen? Because the chief was killed as a result of my ability. That's why. You know, because you were all thinking it regardless of whether you participated or not. I know how you guys are. I know how my chat is. I love you all dearly, but you're a bunch of horn dogs. Myself included, but I'm a horn cat. Meow. She right. She right. Bring mommy back, please. Hey, Aloe. There you go. There's somebody to art. There you go. You could totally art Gourmet mommy. I'm sorry, detective. Because the chief was killed as a result of my ability. That's why. If she'd been alone, she would have escaped to safety. But I insisted on coming along, and now someone is dead because of me. Again. Doleful. The boy is cowering more than usual. He did mention before that his ability drew danger to himself. Maybe that has something to do with why he's so shaken. Keep your chin up, Doleful. Huh? I don't know what happened to you in your past, but this wasn't your fault. In fact, you and Renegade bought us some time, remember? If you two hadn't slowed that thing with those rocks, I know for a fact that none of us would have survived. That slight delay was what allowed Armor to catch up in time to coordinate with Rowdy and Gourmet. While I was frozen in place, Doleful and Renegade assessed the situation and immediately sprung into action. Two top-class detectives like them are more than deserving of admiration. If anyone's at fault, it's me. I'm the one who stood there doing nothing. If I were stronger, I might have been able to protect Holmes. Nay, utter falsehood, Sir Incompetent. Huh? What? Armor suddenly envelops Doleful and me in a strong embrace. 'Twas my duty to protect the chief, yet I was felled most shamefully. The fault lies with me for failing to keep her safe. Was it not you, Sir Incompetent, who gave such confident direction in our time of need? Confident direction? Oh, that's right. You mentioned having plasma knuckles back in the basement. They must be incredibly powerful, right? Verily, my good sir. While under duress, I had forgotten the features my armor possessed. Your reminder was a tremendous boon. No, that was just me panicking. If anything, I was counting on you to save us. How wondrous it is that you were able to direct me so swiftly. You knew even better than myself what action I should take. I shall be forever in your debt. Fear not, as from here on I vow to protect your life. Okay, that's enough, guys. Can we put the kibosh on the pity party already? Ow! Eek! Clearly annoyed, Downtown gives us each a smack on the head. Like, I know you're bummed about seeing her die and all, but real talk, what's the point in trying to take the blame? Sure, licking your wounds might make you feel better, but that's it. What we need here is to think about where to go from here. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Downtown. Oh my god, you're apologizing again? You say sorry way too much. No more sorries around me, Kay. Do it one more time and you're gonna get a tongue piercing. No, Doleful, stop. You can't say it. Downtown giggles as she watches me bring Doleful to a skidding stop. Yo, I'm heating up some grub in the dining hall. Anyone fixing to join? You never did finish eating, right? Actually, yeah, now that you mention it. This will be a nice chance to chow down and hash out our next move. Who knows, maybe we'll come up with something good. An excellent proposal, Lady Downtown. Without sugar, my brain lacks proper function. What? Your brain functions? Like, for real? How cruel, my lady. My brain is perpetually operating at full horsepower. It simply gets poor mileage. I'll join too, then. I doubt I'll contribute much, but still. That symbol, the emoji that you use, the cat in the box, is the lurk emoji. Whenever you use it in chat, it thinks that the Nightbot thinks you're lurking. Incompetent. As we follow Armor and downtown to the dining room, I feel a doleful tug at my sleeve, stopping me midway. Thank you for cheering me up a bit ago. It'll probably still take me some time to work through it all, but I do feel a little better thanks to you. You really are quite kind, you know. Doleful. Doleful's beautiful golden eyes look directly into mine. Those are totally silver. I don't know what you're on about, game. His gaze imparts a sense of heartfelt trust, one completely different from what he'd been conveying up until now. This feels like the first time since my arrival on the island that I've actually been acknowledged as a detective. Do you think the Danganronpa compassion with this game is... Oh, do you mean comparison, maybe? I'm so happy I could cry, as gauche as that sounds. I'm quite pleased for you, Watto, and it seems your efforts are paying off. Huh? I hear a familiar voice right behind me and quickly spin around. But the owner of the voice is nowhere to be seen. Was it just my imagination? There's nowhere to hide around here, so it must have been in my head. It had to be. Incompetent? Why did you turn around so suddenly? Sorry, I thought I heard something. Don't worry about it. It makes me happy to know my words could help. I'm hoping to learn all sorts of things about being a detective from you going forward. And I'd be happy to teach you. As long as you're alright with that, I mean. But, can I ask you just one thing in return? Yes, of course. Whatever you need. Odd jobs, chores, anything at all. Nothing so serious. I'd just like if you could be a little more casual around me. Casual? What do you mean? Let's keep talking in the dining room. I'm sure the others feel the same way. I know nothing about that. Doleful Detective and I join the others in the dining room and begin preparing the food. We reheat the soup, lightly toast the baguettes in the oven, and divide the salad between us. We then gather around the table and, following Downtown's lead, dig in. Seriously, Incompetent. Ever since we met, I've been like, dude, why is this guy so closed off? As we begin to eat, the topic of my stiff behavior is brought up with everyone. Downtown chimes in while painting her nails. I mean, you're older than me, so it's kind of weird for you to be so professional, you know? It's not like I do that to you, right? Downtown has a nice outfit. Yeah, she's cute and trendy. You wish there was more art in between scenes? Fair. But everyone here has had a longer career as a detective. All I am is a newbie. You worry too much. I'm just a middle schooler and I don't worry about all that junk. See? Still called senior pops and all that, see? Like you'd ever respect the hierarchy. A wild child like you wouldn't know jack about social stratification. Stratification? No clue what it means, but I like the sound of it. Rowdy detective at your service. Stick with me and I'll send you on a strata vacation. That just sounds like you're a mobster threatening to put me 6 feet under. The words you choose matter not. What is of true import is that you respect your fellow man. I, for one, feel that Sir Incompetent does indeed respect me. Nay, all of us. One needn't get in a lather over their manner of speech. I think that feeling matters most as well. We're close in age, so let's keep it casual. It'll be easier that way, right, Incompetent? I guess, but still. Downtown, who's seated next to me, throws her arm around my shoulder as I mumble. Alright, that's that. Next time you act all stuffy with us, Rowdy gets to punch ya. Does everything need to have a punishment attached? Is it really that big a deal? Chill out, dude. We'll let Doleful be a part of this too. Me? But why? 'Cause you do the same thing, duh. You're always all monkey see, monkey do. What's that supposed to mean? Relax. I won't have any trouble smacking you. Hi, Cherry. Welcome in. It's been decent so far. Eee, don't actually hit me. Doleful cries out with remorse, his voice echoing through the halls of the manor. Sir Incompetent, you've touched nary a scrap of your supper. Are you unwell? Armor, who is also seated beside me, shoots me a worried glance. It seems he's noticed that I haven't taken so much as a bite yet. Can't stay for long, kinda coming to say hi and chat for a few minutes? Well, welcome for as long as you stay. I'm fine, thanks. I know I need to eat, but my body just won't cooperate. One can scarcely blame you for that, after what we've borne witness to. Armor places a hand on his helmet. There's a faint scratch where his temple would be. How am I going? I'm going. Sippy sippy. Nice jackpot, guy. Did the black machine give you that scratch? Indeed it did. I trowed myself invincible so long as I wore this armature, only to be struck a bitter blow, keeling over. I relied too heavily upon the suit my father crafted. I sought to become the perfect armor, immovable, indestructible, a foolhardy blunder. Armor clenches his fists as he speaks. His steel-wrapped fingers creak, like an anguished moan stifling its despair. Wing It, I promise you that you gain Netcoin too fast for you to ever be at 0 for more than a minute. When we next meet, I vow that I shall pulverize that blasted contraption. I swear it upon my life, my honor, and my polished suit of armor. Imagine he's Gojo but with armor on. Lol. A minute's all you need? You seemed composed, but I guess you were shaken up by what happened too, huh? That makes me feel a bit better, in a way. Holy sh... so much Netcoin. You're doing... yeah. Good at gambling? Yeah, right? No, I think there was something that, like, I gave you a Netcoin prize for. You get... What? Hey, Cryo, that's not true. You seem composed, but I guess you were shaken up by what happened too, huh? That makes me feel a bit better, in a way. It's good to know that there's someone else here who hasn't recovered from Holmes' death. 'Tis not us alone. Armor gestures with his chin towards the others seated at the table. They may not reveal it upon their faces, but they too feel some degree of shock. They simply force it down for the morrow's sake. Your absent appetite is no cause for reproach, Sir Incompetent. You, a stranger to death, have lost someone dear. 'Tis only natural. Yeah, you're right. Such cheer is intentionally projected, so as to cope with the tragedy we failed to prevent. Anyone who considers death and violence a daily reality has no business calling themselves a detective. Those who are brave, who abhor tragedies, and work tirelessly to reverse the damage they cause, those are the true detectives. So too must you steel yourself, Watto. Be a true detective, one who will never give in, no matter what may befall you. I recall Holmes' words from no more than a few hours ago. She had such high hopes for me, but we were parted for good before I ever had the chance to live up to them. Bye, Cherry. So now there's only one thing I can do. This is no time for me to complain about how hard it is to eat. I lift my spoon, which had been sitting idly this entire time, and slurp up a mouthful of soup. It should taste good. I can smell its aroma, yet the flavor is cold and lifeless, as if my body is rejecting it. I tense, forcing myself to swallow. Sir Incompetent, is something amiss? You needn't strain yourself. I'm fine. I've got to eat if I want to get strong. I take another sip of the flavorless liquid and shove some bread in my mouth. It's bland and dry, like eating a sponge, but I manage to keep it down. As a survivor, the only thing I can do is follow the lessons our chief left behind. Holmes, I hope you're watching. Tears stream down my face. Whether it's from the stress, the food, or something else, I can't say. I just let them flow as I continue to eat. I swear I'll take down whoever did this. Just you wait and see. Thanks for the meal. After chewing with every fiber of my being, I finally finished my food. But for some reason, when I look around, everyone's eyes are wide like saucers. What's wrong, guys? What's wrong? Dude, you were just horking that stuff down in dead silence while crying up a river. Like, hello? You sure you're alright, bro? If you got something on your mind, just come out and spill the beans. Verily, we are always ready to lend you our strength, Sir Incompetent. Sorry to make you all worry. Is that not normal? Wing it, jeez. This isn't good. I got so lost in my head that I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. Getting too worked up about things has always been a bad habit of mine. I let out a deep sigh and began speaking quietly enough that no one else can hear. According to Holmes, work is the best remedy for sadness, so I'm going to put all of my effort into solving the quartering Duke case. Our meal continues quietly, and when I next look at the time, it's already past midnight. As we tidy up, the formerly tense atmosphere seems to have relaxed quite a bit. Hey, Rowdy, Incompetent. What made you become detectives in the first place? The hell's this coming from? Don't go daydreaming so much that you drop a plate. Rowdy scowls while drying the dinnerware with a surprisingly delicate touch. Downtown snorts as she washes the dishes. It's all good. I'm downtown detective, remember? Communication's like my whole shtick. I'm not gonna drop any plates, unlike Tin for Brains over there. My deepest, sincerest apologies. As I could not assist with the cookery, I only wished to help where I was able. Pipe down, air helmet. Just be a good knight and wipe down the table, okay? Understood. Sir Incompetent, I beg your forgiveness for burdening you with the shattered shards of my blunders. It's fine. Cleaning's my special skill, after all. In fact, it was my main responsibility back at the agency. Without me around, the office gets buried under dust and beer cans in no time. I sweep up the broken plate with a broom and dustpan, silently praying that Mr. Gunjoji is taking care of the housework while I'm out. So, like I was saying, what made you want to be detectives? These dishes are going to take some time, and I just gotta know. Nah, it's nothing too special. First person I ever met who was stronger than me was a detective, so I figured I'd become one too, that's all. Even stronger than you, Rowdy. What kind of guy was he? It was a lady, dumbass, a lady. And she hit harder than any thug or gangster. You could say it was love at first punch. Ever since, I've been training to beat her and become the strongest detective in the whole wide world. The whole wide world, even. Isn't that a little sketch, though? You better not turn into one of those detectives who does underground fighting. How about you, incompetent? You seem pretty big into detectives, like way more than most. What's the story there? Well... a long time ago, I witnessed my friend's murder. Ever since, I've wanted to become a detective who could protect others. Oh, geez. Sorry for making you dredge that back up. Oh no, it's my fault for making things so heavy. I haven't exactly reached my goal yet, so I'm mostly saying this as a way to push myself. That way I can work toward getting stronger. I don't know. The fact that you can think of it that way tells me you're plenty strong already. Come again? Nah, ignore me. It's nothing important. Hey, what's the big idea making us do all the talking? How about you tell us why you're a detective downtown? Well, all done with the dishes. Tune in next time for the thrilling conclusion. What the hell? You get back here. Alright, see you guys in the dining room at 7. I eagerly await Sir Mystic's English breakfast. Ugh, like what even is English food? All I know is fish and chips or whatever. Ugh. Is it just you or did you... No, she clapped. That's a thing. You love Downtown Detective's humor? Yeah, she's pretty great. Their jellied eels are a delicacy, right? Though I'm not sure a girl like you would find it very appetizing. Huh? I'll foogle it once I'm off this island. Yeah, I'm bushed. Think I'll head upstairs and shower for turn 'em in. Catch you in the AM. Wait up, Rowdy. I'll come with. We can take a bath together. I just checked it out, and the tub is stupid huge. Meh. Waiting for the bath to free up the drag, so sure. I'm fine with you hopping in. I pushed him down. Nightbot. Oh, P-dubs. You're sharing a room with Gourmet, right? Do you, like, already know each other or something? Yeah, she's been looking after me for a while now. Nightbot's too cheerful. I still love that little thing. It's so cute. I'm glad we got that as a Nightbot command. Rowdy and Downtown head upstairs as they continue chatting together. Ah, I've left something in the dining hall. I shall go fetch it. Prithee retire to your chambers in the meantime. Rowdy is deaf Irish. I'm sure you of all people will be fine on your own, but be careful just in case, okay? If anything happens, message me on my D-pad. Ah, you have our roles reversed. Call upon me in your hour of need, and I shall rush to your aid without hesitation. I was gonna say, Rowdy is Japanese. I mean, maybe she's got some Irish ancestry somewhere, but... Rest you merry. We shall meet again in the dining hall when next the sun rises. Right. Good night, Armor. My room's on the 2nd floor, so I'll just be heading up now. Oh, more catnip. No sips for you! Hey, Doleful, thanks for everything today. Maybe she's Scottish? She's Japanese. Oh, you mean with the way she talks? No, thank you. Let's be sure to keep this up tomorrow. Incompetent, your eyes look red. Are you okay? Huh? I wonder why. I try to look at my face in the reflection of my D-pad, but I can't make anything out. My eyes must be bloodshot or something. You're probably just tired. Go get some rest. Yeah, I will. Night, Doleful. Good night. See you tomorrow. I leave Doleful and head up to the first floor room where Holmes was intended to stay. I exit the room and head down the hall until I reach 3 doors, one of which leads to my accommodations. Now that I'm alone, I finally feel sleepy. My anxiety must be calming down. I'm pretty confident that I'll knock out the second my head hits the pillow. Yes, Fluffy, yes. I feel a little guilty using the room meant for Holmes, but I'm grateful all the same. Fighting to stay awake, I open the door. My goodness, Watto, you certainly did take your time. Huh? There's no way I should be hearing that voice right now. Within the guest room is a large bed. Upon it sits Holmes, smiling gleefully. My goodness me, Watto, you certainly did take your time. I'm relieved to see you've opened up to the other detectives. You're just as adaptable as you were in your childhood. The voice in your head? You did, Guy. I very much did not want to comment on that. How's you gonna pay for all this, eh? Saika. No, it couldn't be. She died right in front of me. I'm sure of it, drenched in blood, her limbs gashed. It was a horrid, hopeless death. What's wrong? You look as if you've seen a ghost. Though, to be fair, I am dead, so I suppose that's technically true. From the bed, Holmes gently floats into the air. What's more, her body is slightly translucent, to the point where I can see the wall behind her. Here you go, here you go. Art. Fantastic. Beautiful art. I like this one. What is this? What's going on? My drowsiness is gone in an instant, yet I feel like I'm already dreaming. No, wait, that's it. This is a dream. It has to be. Yeah, I'll just pinch my cheek and... Darn it. I don't have the strength to make it hurt. You like this pic of her better? The ghost theory was right. Yeah, indeed. Actually, I will... If you guys like this photo, I could, hold on. Let me put this down again, and I'll do like this. There you go. Beautiful picture. With Neko not in the way. Alright, once more, with all my might. Ow! Youch! This isn't a dream? But how? Now, why the sudden act of self-harm? Has my absence caused you that much distress? I'd give you a pat for comfort, but I fear I'd just pass right through. How's this, Watto? Can you feel my head sticking into your head? My hand sticking into your head? Well... evidently not. What a shame. I was so looking forward to coming up from behind and giving you a good scare. I tell you, Watto, being a ghost certainly has its inconveniences. Eek? Ah! Hi, Tyler. Welcome in. Oh dear. Cryo, can we get some actually like shout outs for like everybody in the chat, come to think of it? You can't tell me this is not a good background to a computer, of course. The picture of her. Yeah, no, that's part of the reason why I put it up full screen for you guys. No longer able to control myself, I let out an ear-splitting scream. Outside, I can hear what I assume is the pounding of footsteps fast approaching. Sir Incompetent, are you in peril? 'Tis I, Arbor Detective, here to protect you. Oh, jeez. I'll do it. It's fine. Yeah, we got a T711. Let's get a, Yeah, there you go. You got it. It's WJP, I think. Or is it Wardy? I'm not even sure. We got Ethan, so that's a hard cap. We got an aloe. Yeah. Sir Incompetent, are you in peril? 'Tis I, Arbor Detective, here to protect you. Fluffy doesn't have one. Fluffy should have one. Can you make one for Fluffy, please? It's hard cap. It's not HCG. Fluffy is special and doesn't get one. Fluffy needs one. It should be like fluff or something like that. Armor forcefully throws open the door. I slacken at the sight of my friend sinking to the ground. Armor, look, it's Holmes. Lady Holmes, where? Where is she? Can't you see her? She's right next to you, in front of me. Holmes stands directly before Armor and waves her hands, but he doesn't respond. What in the world could this mean? Is it all just a prank? Is everyone else in on it? Incompetent, you alright, bro? I'll be damned if I allow any more harm to befall my dear comrades. Come, malefactor, thou shalt become rust upon my blade. One person after another flies into the room, but none of them notice Holmes. Slowly but surely, the situation I'm in begins to dawn on me. I see. Now I get it. I'm just hallucinating. Hallucinating? So all your screeching moments ago was no cause for alarm. Yeah, I know this is gonna sound silly, but for some reason I can see Holmes. She's right by your side, Armor, though you can't actually tell, can you? By my side. Can you hear my voice, Lady Holmes? I have many a query for you. Pray, reveal yourself to me. Yes, I can hear you. It's regrettable that we were unable to finish our discussion, Armor. The ghost has a bitter smile on her troubled face as she apologizes. No matter how much I stare, she really does look just like Holmes. It has to be a delusion born of my guilt, but the level of accuracy is honestly frightening. To think I've become this mentally invested. Sorry for causing a scene. Main thing is, you're safe. Just keep that head screwed on. I have seen this happen out in the wilderness before. Even normal stuff seems freaky when your brain's all jumbled. You'll end up making phantoms out of molehills. Thanks, Rowdy, but I think the expression is making mountains out of molehills. Tell him to turn around, we're gone. I feel a bit uneasy correcting her mistake. An angry Rowdy is way scarier than any phantom. Was it truly just a hallucination, Incompetent Detective? Huh? Yes, I think so. Mystic stares me down skeptically. It seems I'm under suspicion, but that's only natural after I gathered everyone here with my screaming, just to write it off as a delusion. I've got to be careful. Even I think my words sound dubious. If this keeps up, I'll lose what trust I have in no time. I'd like to make this clear since you seem to be mistaken, but I'm not a hallucination, you know. Unrelated, just saw the newest use. Oh yeah. It was pretty cool. I saw you ask how it was controlled. The monkey ball cabinet was controlled actually with like a ball. Like we had to roll the ball. I actually need to put up more of those shorts. Thanks for reminding me. You're gonna head to bed. Enjoy the mystery of when gourmet detective shows up. Thanks, Wing It. Thanks. Have a good night. You were, but that's okay. Trackballs are a really underrated game controller. Holmes's face suddenly appears from behind Mystic. Startled as I am, I hide it from my face and whisper quietly to myself. Mind reading too? Yeah, I'm definitely hallucinating. I'm not falling for it. Your face says it all. It's easy to summarize your thoughts without reading your mind. Though it seems I am, in fact, able to do so. All the other streams ended, now you can focus on this one. Okay, nobody else is getting a star for the rest of the night. If you still doubt me, how about I tell you who's sleeping in the room above? I'd wager you don't know the answer to that one. I passed through the walls a moment ago to check. Armor is next door, while Rowdy and Gourmet are above. Care to confirm with them? I don't like the idea of this hallucination manipulating me, but it can't hurt to make sure. Just join this Clue Master stream. Welcome in, Christopher. How are you tonight? She's probably wrong anyway. Time to get this sorted out. So, Rowdy, Armor, which rooms are you two staying in? Kind of an out of the blue question, but the one right above us, what's it to you? My chamber is right beside yours. Should you truly encounter a threat, I shall, as ever, hasten to your aid. Pray set your mind at ease, good sir. Ah, I see. Do you believe me now? Holmes wears the same impish grin she had when she was alive. Plus the same face, voice, and so forth. It's enough to make my head spin. My eyes and ears are playing tricks on me. This can't be the real Holmes. She was killed. Murdered in cold blood. Right before my very eyes. All good there, bro? You're so pale you look like the inside of an eggplant. That's alright, hon. I will add the link later. That's actually perfect, though. Later. Ghost Holmes, you know, Ghost Sissel from Ghost Trick. We need to get some more Ghost Trick in here soon. I'm craving it. Sorry. Guess I really am exhausted. I ought to get a good night's rest. 'Twould be for the best. Weariness oft sets in after a harrowing ordeal. Armor Detective is right, Incompetent. Your mind has been pushed to its limits. Should it ever be too much to shoulder, you are welcome to confide in me. I shall do my utmost to ease your burden. Are you alright, Incompetent? Still got all your limbs on, dude? That's a little much, don't you think? You can clearly tell he's still alive. Humph! The nerve of this common rabble to cause me distress. How deplorable. It took around 15 minutes to explain the situation and apologize to the gathering crowd. After more or less wrapping things up, the others returned to their rooms and left me to my own devices. Or so I thought. That ghostly girl was still sitting in front of me. After correctly locating the others' rooms, I'm starting to believe she's the real deal. If Holmes actually had survived, if I could get the chance to apologize to Saika, I'd be happy beyond words. Happy beyond words, I suppose that makes two of us. Reading my mind again, I guess I really am losing it. No need to be hasty. Admittedly, even I don't fully understand this situation, but it seems to be something quite extraordinary. My apologies for giving you such a fright. Allow me to explain from the beginning. Holmes speaks calmly, as if there's nothing out of the ordinary about what's going on. To summarize, I, Saika Sharonfield Holmes, appear to be a residual memory of sorts. Or, to put it in simpler terms, a ghost. A ghost? You mean they actually exist? Who can say? While I may be a seasoned detective, I've only been a ghost for 2 hours. I'm just as clueless as you, so please, save your inquiries. Since I'm hard-pressed to describe it in any other way, however, I've opted to go with the term residual memory. Isn't that a little careless, relying on hypotheticals for things you can't explain? I mean, you watch this guy play this game, when you find it, okay. You're a fan of mystery novels, yes? Then surely you're familiar with this Holmes quote. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. In other words, once the facts have been disproven, all other options, that which remain, must too be fact, no matter how unrealistic it appears. That line comes from the second Sherlock Holmes story, The Sign of the Four, where Watson is befuddled by a seemingly impenetrable room. Watson then notices a possibility he had overlooked, that the criminal had escaped outside without ever touching the floor. That Sherlock Holmes quote is literally on your Discord profile page. Interesting. It was a quintessential approach for Holmes, who presented conclusion after conclusion that common sense would never produce. True, Sherlock does seem to deduce truths that seem impossible at a glance, but what does that have to do with this? Sherlock Holmes doesn't make baseless deductions. Rather, he observes the facts, then derives the process from results to form his hypothesis. As a bearer of his family name, I also practice this method of hypothesis-based inference, known as abductive reasoning. It is a good quote. But to conclude you're a spirit, it's hard to believe. And yet the truth has occurred before our very eyes. Progress cannot be made if we avert our eyes from reality. I didn't believe in the paranormal either, but in my current predicament I can only assume I'm a spirit, or a residual memory, or what have you. My hypothesis may seem far-fetched, but I do hope you're beginning to accept it. Well, there's no arguing with her. I don't have any convincing counter-theories to offer. Given this isn't one big hallucination, there's no other explanation beside what Holmes has proposed. First things first, I need to come to terms with this, that Holmes' spirit really has appeared before me. You're an awfully dour sort, Watto. Holmes lets out a chuckle as I clutch my head in my hands. To be fair, it's only natural to be taken aback when a girl who's supposedly died suddenly appears before you. One thing I'd like to note, however, while I may seem calm on the outside, I too am quite bewildered by this turn of events. Wait, really? If anything, she seems more vibrant than when she was alive. That's exactly why I can't let go of my lingering doubts. But of course, by the time I came around, I was already floating above your head. My feet hover above the ground, I can't touch a thing, and no one else can see me. Moreover, it's as if I'm bound to you by an invisible chain. Do you truly believe I could remain composed, given all that? No, there's no way. If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't know what to think. I would have called out to everyone I could find and worked myself into a panic. I couldn't help but call out to you either. Your slight reaction at the time had me thinking that you might be able to see me. And so I've been waiting quietly this whole time to catch you alone. Now that you mention it, I did feel as if I heard your voice in the entrance hall. So it really was you. Forgive me for startling you. I must admit, I was nearly at my wit's end by that point. As you all recounted the events, I began to piece together the reality of the situation. That reality being that I had been killed by that black machine, that my physical form was lost, leaving only my consciousness behind. I gulp involuntarily. It isn't simply that Holmes is ordering me to accept reality. Rather, I am coming to terms with something as complex as death. Despite being the same age, I am once again made aware of how different we are as individuals. Aren't you sad? Whatever about? I mean, you died. You can't come back to life. What's more, you were killed because the rest of us were too useless to help. Stiff upper lip, Watto. Holmes moved delicately towards me. Her stern expression softens as she continues speaking. Whatever the circumstance, let us cherish this reunion. I am no illusion. The two of us are genuinely able to converse with each other. Not even death could sever our bond. What could be more joyous than that? Holmes speaks in a quiet tone. No, Fluffy is very good at that, number one, Gengar. And as literally within moments of it spawning, they caught it. There's a reason why the star is spot off Fluffy. Holmes speaks in a quiet tone. Her voice truly is the same one I remember hearing not too long ago. Her expression exudes wisdom and wit, with a tinge of innocence mixed in. The traces of Saika, the girl I've seen so many times in my dreams, grew more and more pronounced. Keen Fox, hello. Fluffy. I mean, like, fair enough, but gee. Way to make me giggle. You really are Holmes. That's what I've been insisting this entire time. It truly is me, your dear friend, Saika Sharon Ford Holmes. Holmes' words moved me, albeit belatedly. I was sure she had died. There were so many things I wanted to tell her. I thought I'd never see her again. But now she's here, smiling before me. That's all I can really ask for. Welcome back, Holmes. It's good to be back, Watto. So is our character Watson. Technically. It doesn't matter if she's a ghost or a residual something or other, Holmes has returned. For now, I'll let myself be happy. Happy that I was able to reunite with someone dear to me. Huh? Oh my, have you grown tired? I was going to share my thoughts on why it is I'm bound to you, but I suppose that can wait until tomorrow. We're clearly Waddles the pig? Though if you're planning to sleep, you may want to turn off the lights and get into bed. My body phases through everything, so I won't be able to carry you over and tuck you in. Oh, right, I'll do that. I flip the switch, plunging the room into complete darkness. My drowsiness is quickly overtaking me. I can't fight it off any longer. My eyelids fall shut as I hit the bed. My consciousness grows distant, but I can swear I hear a voice from far away. From here on, your fate will be a cruel one. Give it your very best, Watto. I can hear a voice speaking from somewhere. Gengar, that was a reference to Gravity Falls, where Mabel's pig is named Waddles. It's the voice of a man, echoing angrily in the drab, dusty darkness. Just how many times do you intend to repeat these experiments? I followed along because I believed it was the thing to do, but this is my limit. The entire organization is rotten, and you're the most putrid rot of all. Yeah, that is true. His outrage bounces off the walls, causing them to tremble. I can tell just how truly furious he is. But what about? Watto, over here. Someone tugs at my hand from behind, and I turn around. The one pulling me appears to be a young girl, but I can't make her face out in the darkness. Nevertheless, her warmth feels familiar. I know this girl. What's wrong? We need to get out of here quickly before they notice us. Sorry, those voices had me curious. I understand, but escaping is our top priority right now. Come on, hurry. The girl pulls my hand and begins running, but I want to listen longer. As we move, I keep my sight directed toward the sounds. How many have died right in front of me? How many have I killed? Those brats show up in my sleep every night, begging to be spared. I can't take this shit anymore. If you want to keep forcing kids into this, do it yourself. You. No, everyone is insane, god damn it. You, this organization, the detectives, every last one of you. We enter a dim passageway, and the voices become inaudible. An ice-cold breeze blows through my legs, causing my body to shiver. It's freezing. My legs won't move. Or is it that my body is refusing to keep going? An intense pain shoots through my head and I fall to my knees. I have no idea what's happening to my body, but oddly enough, I'm certain of one thing. Something horrific awaits us ahead. Watto, are you alright? The girl calls out to me in the darkness. I really can't see her face at all. The touch of her hand is the only indication that she's standing right in front of me. It's alright. We'll definitely make it home. Once we're back, Huh? Her voice cuts in and out like a radio with a weak signal. Before long, the warmth of her hand is gone. Wait! Panicking, I dash further into the passage as if I were chasing after her. My frenzied footfalls ring out through the impenetrable darkness. The voices I had heard earlier are gone. A feeling of complete and utter isolation washes over me, like I'm the only person left on Earth. I can't help but cry out. Don't go. Please, don't leave me alone. As I continue on, a light appears ahead of me. I run toward it with all of my strength. I run and run until ahead of me, I see the familiar sight of the entrance hall. Wait, this is... What happened to the passageway I'd just been running down? Where's the girl who was with me? Why am I in the manor? Did I somehow arrive here at some point? The inside of my head burns with agony. I can't shake the feeling that something terrible is happening. At ease, Watto. This is all to be expected. Holmes descends the staircase from the second floor. I'm relieved to finally see a friendly face. Holmes, what's going on with me? Now, calm yourself. Take a deep breath and take your time remembering. As instructed, I take a deep breath and try to recall what had happened. That's right. After I bumped into Holmes' spirit in my room, we spoke until I got sleepy. Wait, am I in a dream? That must be it. You're half right and half wrong. Ouch! I yelp as Holmes flicks my forehead. Huh? That hurt? What the... If this is a dream, why can I feel pain? Our minds are closely intertwined, it seems. I can read your thoughts, enter your dreams, and even interfere with your perception. Interfere with my perception? Simply put, I'm able to touch and hurt you. If you don't believe me, shall I give that thin skull of yours another snack? I'm sorry, thick skull of yours another smack. I get it. Really, I do. Your reprimands get physical when you're in my dreams. Precisely. Such a clever boy deserves a pat rather than a punch. She lays a hand on my head as she speaks. Her kind touch reminds me of how lifelike Holmes seems right now. Of course, the situation is objectively unreal. I'm a bit ashamed at how easily I'm willing to believe any of this is true. Now then, Watto, this is the important part. What do you make of this scene before you? What do I make of it? This is the entrance hall to the manor, exactly as I've known it. The level of detail is almost too incredible to be a dream. It's hard not to be impressed at my mind for making it. The Kaito Momoda Kinney has it. What is a Kinney? What? I don't notice anything in particular. Is there something here? Oh! Josie, how are you today? As I thought, you still lack the proper foresight. Holmes takes my hand and walks towards the entrance, pulling me along. Watto, the deep connection our psyches share has resulted in major changes to your brain. In more concrete terms, I have no doubt that you've gained access to the special ability I possessed while I was alive. Special ability? What ability? My head's been pounding for a while, but I haven't noticed any changes to my body. I wonder, can you feel anything at your feet? My feet? Now that she mentions it, I do feel something touching my foot. I look down to inspect it. And what I see is... Well, I finally process what's touching me. It's Downtown's arm, stiff like a porcelain doll. Her hand is coated in a dark liquid, leaving a crimson-red handprint where she made contact. I heave as the metallic stench hits my nose, but since this is a dream, I have nothing in my stomach to vomit out. It isn't just Downtown, Detective. The other detectives I've met lie in a heap upon the floor, like figurines toppled from a shelf. Among them is Doleful, prone and lifeless. Rowdy's hand stretches towards me as she foams at the mouth, her eyes rolled up and unmoving. Doleful! Everyone! I rush to Doleful to check for a pulse, but feel nothing. I hear no voices nor breathing aside from my own. Not one of them is showing even a single sign of life. Downton's face, which usually wore a carefree smile, is frozen and contorted in anguish as blood still trickles down it. She was so full of energy just last night. The thought brings me to tears. It's unforgivable. Who could do something so horrendous? It seems you too have now seen how this tragedy plays out. Holmes walks over to me as I stand rooted in place. Upon seeing her face, I'm finally able to regain some composure. Silly me, getting all worked up. This is just a dream, right? These people outshine me in every way. They would never get massacred like this. At the risk of repeating myself, you're half right and half wrong. This is a dream, but also not. What's that supposed to mean? Please, just tell me outright, Holmes. Holmes flashes her coldest smile yet. The tone of her voice as she answers sends shivers down my spine. This is a tragedy that could occur in the future. You've gained the ability to foresee such events. Guy, let the game spill its own stuff. Jesus. We're a senior on this? You bet. Senior's dead. What do you mean? I wake up on my bed. The morning sun shines through the window, filling the dusky room with light. My whole body is soaked from night sweats, but despite just waking up, my wits remain sharp. It feels less like I was sleeping and more like I simply opened my eyes. Jeez, Fluffy. Was that all a dream? My hands tremble at the tragic scene I had witnessed moments ago flashes through my mind. I was definitely there just now. I saw Downtown Detective's corpse. My hands soaked in blood. It felt far too real to be a dream. Could that really have been a potential future tragedy, like Holmes said? Oh, that's right. Holmes? Holmes! Holmes and I had been speaking in my dream, but now she's nowhere to be seen. I calm down and my confusion begins to fade. As it does, the absurd events that took place when I entered this room, not to mention in my sleep, feel more and more like an illusion. That's right, Holmes died. Everything that happened last night, including me talking to her, it was all just in my head. After all, there's no way someone who died could reappear as a ghost right before my eyes. Good morning, Watto! I do hope your dreams were pleasant. Holmes' body pops out of the ceiling. I suppress my shrieking before another manages to burst out. Talk about a close one. I was on the brink of getting the other detectives all worried about me again. Did you really have to fly out of the ceiling? I was merely checking on the others on the upper floor. Gourmet has a funny way of sleeping. Care to hear about it? No thanks. Peeping into women's rooms is a great way to get decommissioned as a detective, Holmes. My, you certainly lack a sense of romantic adventure for one so young. As a ghost, it's only natural to peep on people here and there. According to that, it must be Wingett's fault. We demand to see this game's flowcharts, Neko! No flowcharts. Forgive me. After the graphic premonition you witnessed, I thought a little surprise might be a welcome diversion. I appreciate the thought. I suppose Holmes' prank did distract me from my mental panic somewhat. I recall what I saw in my dream with a clear mind. All of the detectives dead upon the floor, the stench of blood, their faces contorted in anguish. And Holmes warning me that the future holds this catastrophe in store. Holmes, do you remember what we talked about in my dream? Of course I remember. As I said, I can read your mind, so I know what you're thinking right this moment. You refuse to believe it, don't you? Enough of that. Everything we spoke of during the dream is true. Now that you're aware of the denouement, the ability I had to predict the future, and as we saw, the predicted future we face is death for all. Predict the future? Come on, how would that even work? And why do I have this ability all of a sudden? My brain can't keep up with this. Yes, well, I can't say I understand the principles behind it myself. You can't? Then how? When a thing comes naturally, you don't question the process behind it, do you? You breathe, but can you explain how your body takes in oxygen? No, I can't, but... Exactly. The same goes for my denouement. Whatever happens, what matters is that it allows me to see the future. I have no interest in how it works. Huh, that's one way to go about it. So, yes, future prediction. If Holmes, an incompetent detective, can see the future, they can change it. Sometimes. I get the feeling that I've been tricked by her silver tongue. Or is that just my imagination? At any rate, don't you think we should set our minds on a much higher priority right now? Just like how you can load an old save. Huh? What higher priority would that be? If and how we can prevent the tragedy you glimpsed, of course. Her words give me a start. She's right. There's no time to despair, not after the tragedy I've foreseen. Right now, I need to figure out what I can do to change the outcome. But how would I even start? Is it possible to change whatever future this denouement ability predicts? What? What? Who? Naturally, predicting and preemptively stopping tragedies is how my reputation grew to begin with. If you act with conviction, I am confident that you too can alter fate's design. But I'm just a total nobody. What difference could I even make? Honestly, I'm not so sure. Even outside of her ability, Holmes was an incredibly gifted person. But me? Incompetent is literally in my name. There's no way I have the power to change the future on my own. Holmes deliberately fought the rock. Oh, There's no need to change it on your own. What? How did you know what Oh. How many times must I remind you that I can read your thoughts? A single pebble can tip a scale. Are you familiar with the saying? Many presume their deeds are of no consequence, but they couldn't be more wrong. Even the smallest ripple will disturb the water's surface, in turn leading to other shifts elsewhere. So too will the ripples you make cause others to act, thereby playing a greater role in changing the future than they otherwise would have. Give me 1 second. There we go. Is that how it works? That is indeed how it works. Her eloquent words still seem to be leading me on, but I'll trust her for now. Either way, I wasn't planning to stand idly by. What's more, changing the actions of others will be key to changing the future. Changing their actions? But how? There are several ways. Those who trust you can simply be asked to adjust. Those who are hostile, however, may need to be forced into doing so. Apart from that, it would probably be advantageous to save those detectives who are fated to die. But what I saw, there's no way that could actually happen. Couldn't it? I've not been in this manner much, and there are many potential traps. A killer privy to this could easily use that against you. Ooh. Hold on. No, is there not? There we go. As I said, the mastermind behind this is both prepared and frightfully cunning. Be ready to force a path, though, no matter what happens. That way you will avoid repeating my mistake. Those words weigh heavily, especially heavily coming from the now deceased Holmes. I need to get myself together. Being reunited with Holmes has just made me a little too lax. Even she was no match for this adversary. I need to put my game face on if I'm going to tackle this. I'm sorry, Holmes. I promise to take your words to heart. That's the spirit, Watto. There's just one more thing I want from you. Holmes' face grew stern as she speaks with a strong voice and clipped tones I've never heard her use before. Under no circumstances are you to tell anyone that you can see me, or that you've inherited my abilities. Why not? It wouldn't be easy to convince them, but if we prove it's true, wouldn't that make everything much simpler? If anyone finds out, you're certain to be eliminated, Watto. I will explain why in time, but for now, please do as I say. Ah, I do believe you have visitors. Just then, someone knocks on the door. I open it to see Armor and Doleful. They've come to tell me that Mystic's made breakfast. Thanks, guys. I'm a little sweaty, so I'm gonna jump in the shower before heading to the dining room. Understood. Mystic's home cooking is delicious, just so you know. We'll go on ahead and get started. Once they leave, I take the towel prepared for me in my room and head to the bathroom on the second floor. But right at that moment... Off to the shower then, are we? For some reason, Holmes acts like tagging along is the normal thing to do here. Why are you following me? I'm about to take a shower. Can't you wait in my room or at the dining table? The Armor walking away sound effect is funny. I agree. You dance collected the star, but I'm sure that it actually got credited to you. It doesn't, but that's because stream avatars is weird sometimes. Oh, now listen to what you're saying. Didn't I tell you at the start? We can't be separated. Huh? You mean you can't move away from me no matter how hard you try? So it would seem. Think of me as a dog on a leash. I simply get pulled along wherever you're headed. It's not as if it'll hurt if I see something, and besides, you don't mind anyway, do you? Of course I mind! Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is to have a girl watch me shower? No such for you. Ideal being sus? Ideal is me. And incompetent is Cryo in this situation. I'm teasing. Well, isn't that selfish of you? Fine then, I'll be waiting just outside. Okay. But do remember that I'm a ghost now. I can't help it if I happen to sneak a peek every once in a while. Like Lisa's story. That sounds like you're already planning to. After showering, I head down to the dining room. The detectives have gathered around the long table just as they did last night. But unlike yesterday, no one needs to stand guard, meaning this time the entire group is clustered together. At least she's a cute ghost, right? Oh my gosh, Mystic, this is delish! I'm like totally a British foodie now. You need not embrace me so tightly, downtown detective. My earthly travels have earned me much skill with preserved foods such as these. Flirting with students? You old sleazebag of a father, the girl grumbled, scowling at the sausages on her plate. Easy now, downtown is touchy-feely with everyone. Let's not blow things out of proportion. It's also scrumptious, especially these sandwiches, the aroma of the wine vinegar, these fresh, juicy cucumbers. I'm swooning. Oh man, you know, this really makes me want watercress sandwiches. I haven't had them in, gosh, probably 20-ish years, but I can taste them. You must tell me how it's prepared, Mystic, so I can add it to my recipe book. Yeah, I'd like it too. Even my mentor back at my part-time job could probably handle making these. But of course, in addition, I shall also impart the provincial British folklore associated with these sandwiches. Mystic proceeds to give Gourmet and me the recipe, along with a ghost story I don't really follow. As we eat, the conversation naturally turns to everyone's reports from yesterday. I combed the manor from top to bottom, but as expected, the only way in or out is the front door. There is no way for anyone to escape. It would have expedited our search considerably if we had found another secret passage like the one in the painting. I got bored, so I also scoped the manor out. Didn't turn up anything particularly suspicious, though. But as luck would have it, I did come across the blueprints to this manor in the study. Did you say blueprints? How can you just offhandedly bring up something so important? I guess that's just the difference between a number 4 and a number 5, eh? Ah! Show us at once, you dingy mophead! Everyone looks at the blueprints spread across the table. Even at a glance, you can see the suspicious space behind the painting. If there really is another hidden passageway, we should be able to find it in these floor plans. However, no matter how hard we scrutinize them, we can't see any area where another hidden passage could exist. Like I thought, the only way out is to start knocking walls down. Say the word, and I shall lay down my life for my compatriots. I stand ready and willing to cross blades with that wicked contraption. You can't do that. We all need to make it out of here together. Dolphel's right, you know. Fortunately, we have plenty of food, so waiting until help arrives is the best course of action. Yeah, I'm down with that too. HQ probably noticed our comms are on the fritz, so they should send help once they realize something's up. Plus, we've got, like, a whole squad here. All we gotta do is hunker down and keep each other safe. I must agree with Downtown. I looked outside this morning and spotted that black machine still circling the manor. Instead of panicking and trying to escape, we should remain calm and continue our investigation of the building's interior. I, too, find no fault with this plan. The study is filled with books, so at least we won't be bored, said the girl, sharing a rather useless tidbit of information. Just then, I hear someone laugh. We all turn to look, only to see Renegade Detective grinning. He begins to speak, his voice dripping with mockery. Nothing to do but wait. So keep calm and investigate. So happy-go-lucky. I bet the culprit's having a laugh of their own right now. What do you mean? Doesn't something feel off about this? Us sitting around enjoying a warm meal. Remember, the culprit predicted our every move in order to imprison us in this manner. Oh. What Renegade Detective is saying suddenly makes sense. If the culprit wanted to annihilate us, there would be no needs to go to such lengths. Had they destroyed the lock to the door, we'd have all died to that machine. They could have gotten rid of our food supply beforehand. So let's do as Holmes would and face the reality before us to reason out what our perpetrator is plotting. The manor is easily sustainable. With that in mind, what is the culprit's true goal here? What do we think, guys? Top? Imprisonment? Anybody else want to take a guess? You also think it's killing. Okay. I'm gonna have to say I agree with Cryo, though. Imprisoning us in the manor. In other words, forcing us to burn up our time here. Splendid answer, Incompetent. Basically, us sitting here engrossed in idle chit-chat is exactly what the quartering Duke wants. Seems like revenge, considering that flashback where the man talks about the detectives. If we keep twiddling our thumbs like this, it'll just lead to an even greater calamity. Guaranteed. The dining room falls silent. The cheery atmosphere suddenly turns frosty. The catastrophic scene from my dreams flashes in the back of my mind. We can't keep going on like business as usual. If we do, we'll never manage to avoid that fate. Renegade Detective is absolutely right, but he clearly gets a kick out of inciting chaos. We can't rely on him to help us avert a catastrophe. Conventional behaviors won't shape fate. You're going to need serious resolve if you intend to change it. This is it, Watto. Show me what you'll do. Okay. After receiving a proverbial push on the back from Holmes, I make up my mind. I've got practically zero confidence in myself, but if I want to save everyone, I'm going to have to take action. What everyone needs right now is hope. Suffice it to say, they want to avoid being trapped here like the enemy wants. If I have to lie, then so be it. I've got to propose something that can break this deadlock. But I have no plan in mind, and Holmes is staying silent on this. No, wait. Maybe they'll pay attention if it's Holmes' words they're listening to. I make up a bluff. It's a double-edged sword, and I'm caught. If I'm caught, none of them will ever trust me again. But it's the only way I can think of. Hold on a second. I just remembered something important. I fight past the stammering and get my words out. All eyes turn to me. My breath catches in my throat. It's over if they figure out I'm lying. I can't falter now. My body is moments away from shaking, but I keep it under control and begin to speak. There's actually another hidden passage in the manor. We need to find it and get out of here as soon as possible. Silence. My outburst takes everybody by surprise. They all just sit there, staring at me in amazement. Another hidden passage? And how would you, a fresh-faced recruit, be privy to this information? Information even a high-ranking detective such as myself is unaware of at that. It's laughable. Ridiculous. Holmes told me before she died. She said I should look for it if I was ever in real trouble. You heard this from Ideal. Posh detective falls silent. Holmes' words are the chief's after all. Not to mention, everyone here knows that the chief was fond of me. It's compelling enough, if only just. As I predicted, the effect is immediate. Nice jackpot, Fluffy. What else did the chief say, incompetent? Sorry, that was it. How prudent, though of course she always was. In that case, how about we split into 2 teams and investigate? And why, pray tell, must we form teams at all? I'm quite capable on my own, I'll have you know. Because I'd like you all to install these surveillance cameras I made last night in key locations on the 1st and 2nd floor. Techie takes out a large handful of small cameras from a cardboard box at his feet, arraying them on the table with Rowdy's help. Nightbot says no sips for you, but I'm drinking anyway. Screw you, Nightbot. Mahahaha. Is this what you meant when you said you were going to prepare something last night? Of course. The culprit could be hiding in the manor, so I figured these would be indispensable. They're modified from the cameras on downtown smartphones, so they're not too durable, but I can use my tablet to monitor all the feeds. Downtown smartphones? As in multiple. No duh. I've got one for work, friends, gaming, detectiving. You get the picture. Good to know they came in handy. It'd be unnerving for any of us to not know where each of them is set up, so I'll share their locations with everyone as we go. Moving around with all 12 of us should be difficult though, so I'd like us to split into 2 groups of 6, one for each floor. Hello, Snow. Welcome in. No complaints here. Me neither. Working in groups will be much safer, too. Magnificent as always, Sir Techie. Needless to say, you have my fullest cooperation. Monitoring the quartering duke's movements will make it hard for him to strike. It's an excellent plan. The rest of the detectives follow downtown and me with their own seals of approval. Grr, drat it all, now I've been made to appear self-serving. Do you even have a shred of self-awareness, Princess, all about me? Hold your tongue, you bespeckled sheepdog. It's for the best that I tag along then, so be it. Despite Pasha's huffing and puffing, she eventually acquiesced to Techie's suggestion, after which we split ourselves into 2 teams. After much discussion, I find myself in a team with these 5 detectives. I feel bad thinking about it, but I'm relieved to not be working with Renegade and Posh. There's less likely to be trouble this way. Wait, we're in charge of the 1st floor, Renegade. Don't just wander off. It seems the other group, or at least Workaholic, is already having trouble. His shouting continues as the 2nd team exits calmly. Don't say nothing for you when the slot is done. That means you didn't win anything. As we climb the stairs to the 2nd floor, Holmes calls out to me in a soft voice. Nicely done with that trick you pulled to get everyone searching for a secret passage. If I didn't know better, I'd think I gave you the idea myself. I guess it went pretty well for something I made up on the spot. Obviously, I wasn't told anything about another hidden passage. It was simply a lie to give everyone a goal to work together on. At the very least, it'll prevent us from dawdling around until catastrophe strikes. This is the first step to preventing that tragedy. You've grown quite a glib tongue, the way you used me as a pretext to steer the other detectives. Gee, thanks. Being forced to listen to your constant teasing must have paid off. Wonderful. Sarcasm is always a good sign. Keep that mindset and use it to sharpen your skills as a detective. Though, of course, your head will be on the chopping block if you don't manage to find a hidden passage. Are you all right with that? Sorry you're late. You came because you were once again panicking. How's y'all's day been? Hello, Splatoon. Welcome in. You don't need to worry about being late. There'll always be the VOD. You can always watch if you feel up to it. Is she dead? She's dead, yes. Yes, my mind is set on this. If we do nothing, I'll die alongside the rest. Better to take a gamble and bank on the remote chance that there really is a secret way out. If we detectives don't act, how else are we going to prevent tragedies? Looks like the guest rooms on the 2nd floor have the exact same layout as the ones on the 1st. Oh, yeah? You think they're the same size, too? I should have snapped a pic of the blueprints while I had a chance. The dimensions and decor are exactly the same. The doors, however, are a bit crooked compared to those on the ground floor, hence why they're hard to open, said the girl in response to downtown. So, TLDR, they just straight up weren't put in right? This place is like super swanky though. Why get sloppy with only the doors? How did she die? She got torn apart by a robot, basically. Wait, hold up. Did you figure all that out just by looking? Damn, girl, that's crazy. Bookie's abilities allow her to recall anything even after a simple glimpse. If she states as much, then it must be true. Guy. Abilities? Like some kind of superpower? No, total recall is rare, but not impossible. It's classified in medical fields as a highly superior autobiographical memory, or hyperthymesia. Lady Bookworm, you are a marvel. Consider me astounded. I will never not get that reference, Guy. She seems to be upset about something. Mind the volume if you would. This ability requires complete concentration. With that, the surveillance camera has been installed in the corner of the room. Let us proceed to the next. We check the other rooms, and as Bookworm said, they all share the same arrangement. Aside from that, we find nothing of note. The only oddity is that the doors to every room are crooked in comparison with those on the first floor, a fact Bookworm has also pointed out. Yeah, the zero bets can win something, Fluffy. I was so busy searching for Senior Detective that I didn't realize yesterday, but they really are hard to open. It's impossible not to notice it now. Pray tell, wherefore are these doors askew? They prove quite a challenge to open. Isn't this manor built on, like, a volcano or something? Maybe there was an earthquake and everything got all bent out of shape. Wait, the manor's built on a volcano? Apparently? I'm just telling you what I heard from the chief. In that case, why would this island of all places be chosen as the DA's headquarters? I mean, an island with a volcano on it is like mondo dangerous, so most people wouldn't want to live here, right? Morg's topography is optimal for warding off intruders, thus making it a prime hideout locale. Its inhospitability, though, is a double-edged sword. Then the knave who slipped through our high command and slew the research facility members is quite formidable indeed. We must We must needs remain vigilant. Why does that sentence... I don't even know. Or perhaps they had no need to sneak in at all. Whatever the case, on to the next location. That'd be the second floor living room. I noticed something strange as we followed the convoluted hallway toward the living room. Huh? Who left this door open? We pass through the open door and enter the room. Apart from the lack of fireplace, its layout's identical to the living room on the first floor. It seemed empty, so it was glossed over during yesterday's sweep. But upon closer inspection, it's obviously bizarre compared to the others. Ugh, this room is lame. Like, where's all the furniture? Just looking at it is a snooze fest. The furnishings consist solely of this table and these chairs, all of which are bolted to the floor. How very intriguing. Given the size of this room, it's hard to imagine it'd be suitable for anything other than meetings. What purpose could it normally serve? Look over there, incompetent. The west-facing door is being held open. You're right. There's a rope connecting the handle to the wall. But what for? None of the others are like this. It could just be to keep it from closing. Or perhaps there's another mechanism involved? I'm growing more and more confused. And on top of it all, the room had another stark difference to set it apart from the rest. Phew! You good, Bookworm? What's with this room anyway? I feel like I'm in a walk-in fridge. So do I. Maybe it gets a lot of cross-ventilation? Ugh, my legs are freezing up. What is there, a hole in the floor or something? She's right. It feels like there's wind circulating around my feet. This room is drafty, and the manor is at a high altitude. That would explain why it's especially cold in here. If we investigated in these conditions for too long, it might end up affecting our health. Doleful, what's wrong? Are you okay? Sorry, I've been feeling nauseous ever since we entered this room. Doleful's face is losing its color. He looks even paler than back when we were attacked by that black machine. Is the cold getting to him? Or is he sensing some kind of danger? Hey, Mystic, wasn't there a wood stove downstairs? Why don't we bring it up here? An excellent idea. Nothing good will come of investigating at these temperatures. Let us retrieve it at once. That, like for real, why can't the door open when it's this cold? Whoever runs this place has an IQ lower than the temperature in here. Then allow me to remedy the situation. Armor approaches the west-facing door, then brings his hand down on the rope connecting the handle to the wall, severing it. His cutting edge is as impressive as always. Just what is that armor made of? There, the doors may now be sealed. This should lessen the chill. Armor made his triumphant proclamation, then begins to close the door, but not one moment later. Wait, this gives me a bad feeling. Doleful sprinting toward Armor, Armor tilting his head, the door creaking shut. I see it all in slow motion as sparks explode in my mind. And then, right before my eyes... Doleful is pierced by a bed of slender spikes. He crumples limply to the ground, blood dripping from his mouth like an open faucet. Once again, I'm forced to watch as I lose yet another friend. No! I snap back to focus to see Doleful standing in front of me, unharmed. Incompetent? Doleful's safe and sound. What was that? What's going on? What did I just see? You've predicted a future tragedy with your denouement. Quick, Watto, save Doleful. Not good. Dazed, I dart across the floor and shove Doleful. Ah! Doleful and I topple to the ground. At the very next moment, sharp spikes shoot out of the floor beside us. If I hadn't pushed him, Doleful would have been impaled, the way I had just witnessed. That was a close call. Too close. What artifice is this? The moment I closed the door, spikes sprung forth from below. I don't know, but obviously you shouldn't have done that. Go open the other door and let's bounce already. Forgive me, but no matter how much force I muster, it refuses to budge. Armor frantically twists the handle on the east side of the room, but to no avail. Our situation is getting more dire by the second. It wasn't just the one time. More spikes are popping up from the edge. Doleful's right. Spikes are bursting up in ranks from the western side of the room. At this rate, we'll soon run out of space, and that'll be the end of us. We have to do something, but what? Holmes, what should we do? If this keeps up, none of us are gonna make it. Get a hold of yourself, Watto, or they'll catch you talking to me. Why worry about that right now? This is life or death here. Exactly. It's life or death. That's why I'm telling you to remain calm. Holmes draws her face so close to mine that our noses nearly touch, shocking me into silence as she continues speaking. If you lose your composure now, you won't be able to avoid this tragedy. Pay close attention to Mystic Detective. Despite the rest of us panicking, Mystic and Bookworm remain calm and collected. Bookie, what changes have occurred in this room? There are gaps in the floorboards for the spikes to emerge from. That might be why the room is so cold, the girl said, relying on her observations. I see. Just like the chandelier, this trap is not single-use. Rather, it can be reset and triggered repeatedly. In which case, the arrangement of the furniture in the center must hold particular meaning. Mystic takes Bookworm by the hand and starts giving out orders. Bookie, everyone, get on top of the table and chairs. Huh? But if we stand in the middle of the room, well, the spikes will reach us in no time. Trust in me. This will save us. Of that, I am certain. We all exchange glances before making up our minds. Per Mystic's orders, we scramble to climb the chairs, huddling together on the narrow table. Spikes spat out from the floor at a rapid pace, steadily heading our way. This won't work. The table and chairs aren't enough to stop that kind of momentum. We're all about to get skewered. I can't look. Unable to take it, I close my eyes. But then... It's alright to be afraid, but don't look away. Mystic Detective speaks from beside me, and my eyes shoot open. Only a reckless fool doesn't fear death, but to avert one's gaze out of fear is above all a fruitless endeavor. To become a true detective and competent, you must press on in face of mortality, for a detective must always conquer their fear of death. Conquer my fear of death? Only in doing so can the truth be ascertained. Now, keep your eyes open and behold. The spikes are in front of our noses at this point, leaping out with so much force I can feel them part my hair. My body instinctively lurches toward the exit on the eastern end of the room. Visions of yesterday's victims flash spontaneously in my mind. People die. Everyone does. No matter how heroic they are, or how storied and accomplished. I'd never been made to confront this obvious truth before. I'd go so far as to say that no one living a normal life truly understands it. How can they? It just goes to show how little ordinary people have to deal with human mortality. Hey, that's another jackpot. Oh snap, the spikes are almost here. Maybe I should text down my will or something. Do not utter such words of ill portent, Lady Downtown. Rest assured, should this table succumb to the spikes, I shall shield all of us. It's alright. I don't sense any more threats. It'll be okay. It has to be. Around me, everyone voices their concerns. We could all be impaled in a matter of moments. Even after all the carnage these detectives have seen, it's only natural for them to be afraid. And yet, no one tries to flee. They all have the courage they need to overcome their fears. I want to be brave like all the others, but I have to find this courage on my own. I refuse to run. I dig my nails in and will my legs to stop shaking, then turn toward Mystic and speak in a clear voice. Mystic, sorry for letting my anxiety get the best of me. I won't bury my head in the sand again. I'll face my fear all the way to the end. There's a spark in your eyes. I can see now why Holmes was so fond of you. However, the truly terrifying part is yet to come. Hold your gaze to the very last moment. I will. The cold, lifeless spikes stand right before us. The next place they strike will be right through the table, skewering us along with it. But at that moment, the inexplicable occurs. The spikes skipped past the table? No way. What is this? Some kind of magic trick? Sir Mystic, are you perchance a genuine practitioner of the arcane arts? I bid you instruct me in your secrets to spike evasion. There's no such thing. Use your brain for once, said the girl, profusely irritated at the moronic excuse of the detective. As they banter, the spikes continue piercing up in every spot except the table and chairs. In a few minutes, the entire room is crowded with spikes, the only exception being where we currently sit. These chairs and this table are the only safe zone. I shudder as I recall how we almost ran to the corners of the room. If we hadn't followed Mystic's lead, we would just be a pile of skewered corpses right now. It's a miracle that we made it out. The only question I have is, how did he know where to go? Incompetent detective, can you guess how I surmised that this location would be out of harm's way? Well, I haven't the slightest idea. Doleful notices how hard I'm struggling to answer and whispers into my ear. There's an easy clue if you approach it with a cool head. The biggest hint was the lack of furniture. The lack of furniture? What do you mean? Let's say this room was fully furnished, and the trap was activated, filling the room with spikes. What would happen? The furniture would all get destroyed. I mean, those things were coming out with a lot of force. Oh, wait. I get it. That's why there's no furniture, except the chairs and table, that is. There you go. Now let's take it from the opposite angle. There must be a reason why the chairs and table don't break when the trap is triggered. They're also bolted down to the floor. That means it's important to note they have to remain in this exact position. So, apart from that, you can assume that the spikes won't hit where the chairs and table are. Well done, doleful detective. As you said, if you think about it calmly, it's hardly a difficult problem to solve. Most, however, fearing death, would flee in a panic toward the corners, leaving them trapped with no option but to await their demise. What the F? Whoever designed this manor's got, like, serious issues. Sir Mystic, your nimble insight saved our lives. 1,000 grammar series, my good man. Think nothing of it. It is, after all, human nature to protect your companions, is it not? But remember this, the trepidation within the hearts of man often obscures the facts. I, too, was once imprisoned by it, committing a grave error as a result. Thus I do now hone my knowledge so as to better face the supernatural and the occult. What's Gourmet Detective's age? I believe it was looked up to be 27. For every deadlock, there is a ray of hope to be found. It is vital that a detective have the will to defy fear and pursue the truth. In time, the spikes receded into their cavities beneath the floor, and the room returns to how it was before. It looks as though nothing had happened at all. No one would believe me if I told them there were spikes ready to burst out from the floor. Everyone, heartily I do cry your mercy. Armor leaps to the floor and prostrates himself before us. Sorry is not gonna cut it, Tin for Brains. Quit being such a reckless bozo for once. Go easy on the guy. Armor closed the door out of concern for our well-being. Let's just leave it at that. This rust bucket always gets away with everything because you guys keep coddling him. Screw your bro code and show him some tough love. Ugh. The three of us stand in a row before the peeved-off downtown, heads bowed in apology. I'm not sure we're going to get to any actual gameplay tonight. I've been yawning for like the last hour. Nothing but imbeciles, wall to wall, the girl said, glowering at the men with scorn in her eyes. Mind your words, it is a splendid quality to have the strength to speak so casually after such a close encounter with the Reaper. Why didn't they just burst through the window? Because the windows are reinforced, like to the point that a tank shell wouldn't shoot through them. That Holmes, it would seem she's left us quite the parting gift, hasn't she? We use our D-pads to notify the other detectives about the trap in the second-floor living room. Also, per downtown's suggestion, we rig the doors so that it'll stay open on its own. What are you digging into the floor? I'm putting down a wooden block in here so we can use it as a doorstop. You know, so it stops the door from closing. Duh. She shoves the chunk of wood Armor had shaved into a cube into the hole. Part of the block juts out of it, preventing the door from shutting. Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty sturdy. The detective's using the D-pads. Konami code. It's pretty sturdy, so long as it stays put. Even a strong shove wouldn't close the door. This should keep things safe. I get it. This is way simpler than securing it with a rope. Not to mention more reliable. Go me, right? I've got tons of younger siblings, so we always wedge doors open like this. Helps keep them from smacking into stuff. Of course, it means I get, like, zero privacy, though. It is true that children often injure themselves on doorknobs. I find this to be an excellent solution. You never know what life experiences may come in handy. We ensure the door won't close and set off the trap, then leave the room behind. After we finish setting up the surveillance cameras, we decide to have dinner in the dining room. Once again, we gather around the refectory table, salivating in anticipation of gourmet's cooking. Techie, the man of the hour, takes his seat of honor. His PC is connected to his tablet, and he clatters away at the keyboard. He appears to be setting things up so that all the cameras can be monitored from the tablet. My curiosity gets the better of me, so I go over to see what he's doing. How's it going? Does it look like the cameras are going to function all right? Yes, in fact, the one in the entrance hall is already operational. Take a look. Techie takes his tablet off the table and shows it to me. There, on display in the entrance hall, is the manor's sole means of entry and exit. With this, we should be able to prevent the culprit from sneaking out of here. My eyes match Techie? Kind of. Dang, this is one killer setup you got here. Bet you could make a transmitter so we can radio back to HQ. What do you say? That's beyond my capabilities. I just combined the phone's recording functions with our D-pad's comm system. It was nothing special, really. By the way, for the thirsty chat, I think that this is a really great gourmet position. I'm waiting for it. I'm just waiting for chat to go nuts. probably down 6K on stock. I think you're probably up, Fluffy. Check your currency. Eat me. Anywho. You were pretending not to notice. Not gonna lie, you like her. So modest. Security cams, instant footage. I could never make stuff like this. Instant noodles. Now that's something I excel at. You've been checking your currency. Oh my god. Well, Fluffy, you don't need that much currency anyway. Aw, come off it, will ya? This food look like instant noodles to ya? I mean, get a load of this feast. Rowdy's right. Well, there are fewer dishes than last night. Everything is brand new, and they all look delicious. The crystal clear soup in particular is exquisite, with its flavorful seafood stock. It's every boy's thing to see. Not just boys, man. Not just boys. The flavorful broth, the melt-in-your-mouth fish, it's delicious. I'm amazed you made this with so few ingredients and seasonings. Oh, stop with the praise or I'll turn red as a beet. I'll have you know this is a very simple dish. There was plenty of fish in the freezer, so I went ahead and simmered it nice and slow. The trick to a delicious meal isn't being picky about ingredients. It's patience, thoroughness, time, and effort, just like an investigation. By the way, to everybody that said her eyes were blue, they're green. Thanks. I did know that before the question was proposed earlier. You were gonna say green. Yeah, no, they're green. Where eyes again? A little higher than the goggles, Ethan. They look cyan? No, they're green. They're very green. They're like jade. She has goggles. Those should be close enough to where you. God, I can't. The goggles should be close enough to where you're staring at that you should know where they are. By the way, can I just say that the artists really knew what they were doing because the shiny spots on her suit really look like nipples. Anywho, the trick to a delicious meal isn't being picky about ingredients. It's patience, thoroughness, time, and effort, just like an investigation. So nobody get frustrated over not finding the hidden passage today, okay? Upping the heat on a soup you've labored over will only spoil it. I'm totally down to be locked up in here a few more days if it means we get to eat like this every night. Likewise, the gang's all here and the party never stops. It's almost like we're on vacation. Have some decorum, you two. Especially you downtown. You nearly died in a trap today. Then there's the chandelier and who knows what else. It's far too dangerous here. Hence why we must find that hidden passage and escape pronto. Aw, get that stick out of your butt, Pashi. Some casual chit-chat might bring a few good ideas for finding that hidden passage. Like, quit being so serious and chill. You know that word? Chill. You're up to bed? Good night, Ethan. Have a good one. What color was her goggles? They're black and clear. What? How simple life would be if the idle chatter produced quality thoughts. Yeah. Well, I, for one, think downtown might be onto something. What? Please. Enough with your jests. But aren't you aware, Posh? Solving cases via conversation is how downtown has moved up the ranks. It's her primary weapon, so to speak. Black and the cleanse parts are clear, thanks. Conversation, a weapon. Is this meant to be some sort of jab against high society? Not at all. I'm merely stating the facts. Answer me this, incompetent. When you need to think, which works better for you, hiding away someplace quiet or traversing busy streets? Somewhere quiet. I can't collect my thoughts if I'm walking around, let alone through a busy area. Ooh, a little early there, Fluffy. I thought as much, but the data shows that many distinguished business leaders prefer the latter, livelier option. Really? Why would that be? I simply cannot comprehend. Explain it in nobleman's terms, if you please. They all have mid-personalities, but no, I think the characters are fine, thank you. It's because it provides your brain with the appropriate amount of stimulation. Obviously, background noise will distract you if you need to concentrate, but if you want to broaden your mind, too much focus can work against you. It's as Renegade says, the brain is most active with new stimuli, so continuous engagement, i.e. talking, makes it easier to develop fresh ideas. The more we converse, the easier it is for each of us to share what we know. This facilitates an otherwise neglected exchange of information. In fact, downtown is the third fastest in the DA at solving cases. Only founding detective Vidocq and Ideal, our de facto chief, exceeded her. Downtown deepens her interactions with others, both to her benefit and theirs. This social deduction is highly regarded within the DA. To think that so much thought lies behind that method. There's far more to you than meets the eye. I mean, it's not like I put that much thought into it. My head just goes to sleep mode if there's no tea to spill. You know how in mysteries, side characters will say whatevs and something clicks into place? That's why I prefer group chats over going solo. Social deduction, is it? I return to my seat. Armor sits next to me, deep in thought. I, too, must devise a unique deduction technique of my own. Well, if the idea is to stimulate your brain, maybe some light exercise would clear your mind. Aha, workout deduction, magnificent. I shall put it to the test this very night. Just remember not to focus too much on the exercise or you'll forget to do any actual thinking. You mean on my stream avatar? You mean Armor's? But to train is to battle against the self. Would it not prove fatal to ruminate on idle thoughts in the heat of combat? If that's the way you see it, maybe you just aren't cut out for this. It's a bit tricky to get right. I've worked a case with Downtown before, and she's actually pretty attentive to her surroundings. You could say she has a knack for picking up on social cues. Anyway, it's obvious she excels at talking to people without bothering them. Come to think of it, when I reproached myself after we eluded the spike trap, she chided me for it, preventing me from growing overly dispirited. She also scolded us back when Holmes died. That's Downtown's way of being kind, I'm sure of it. Right, about that, I'm just going to come out and say it since it's you, incompetent. But Downtown's friend was actually killed by the Quartering Duke. It's why she gets so weirdly fixated on camaraderie. The Quartering Duke killed her friend? Someone's coughing echoes in the dining room. Bookworm is covering her mouth, looking pale in the face. Mystic stands behind her, patting her back with concern. Are you all right, Bookie? You've just endured a distressing experience. There's no need to push yourself if you are unable to eat. It's fine. After all, the effort that went into this food, it would be a shame not to enjoy it, said the girl, taking up her spoon. There's no need to put on a tough front with me. Even in the Detective Alliance, your powers of recollection are superb. Yesterday's gruesome scene, today's deadly trap. It's a small wonder that you're at your limit after witnessing such horrors in quick succession. Sorry. It's a small wonder that you're at your limit after witnessing such horrors in quick succession. Mystic gives a gentle smile as he takes Bookworm's trembling hands into his own. She gives him a silent nod before the two of them stand. Our apologies for leaving early, but we will be retiring for the night. You may leave our plates where they are. I will return to clean them up. Is Bookworm okay? The food wasn't poisoned, was it? Nothing of the sort, I assure you. To be brief, it is an adverse effect of her memory. Oh, this was fun. You lost track of time and now it's midnight. You're going to bed so you're not groggy in tomorrow's corporate meeting. Ooh. Have a great night and thanks for showcasing not Danganronpa. Good night, Alex. We're going to be ending here pretty soon, actually. An adverse effect. I shall explain it another time. Again, our apologies for disturbing you all. Please continue dining. With that, they leave the room. Everyone's minds must be on Mystic and Bookworm. Our chatter dies down as we eat in silence. Afterward, we all pitch in to clean up before going our separate ways. Oh, incompetent. Are you busy after this? Gourmet calls to me right before I leave. Techie is with her, balancing his tablet and laptop on his knees. These two make a bit of an odd couple. I thought about taking a look at the study, but I don't really have anything planned. What's up? We want to set up the tablet in the living room so we can check the security cams, but we need one of the guys to help us move the furniture. Armor and Doleful both refused. They were worried they would inadvertently break my electronics. They might have a point there. I'd be happy to help. What? I can picture Armor snapping the tablet with his brute strength, or Doleful tripping over and ripping through the cords. How cold. You ought to extend that invitation to me. We exchange a glance at the unexpected words from this equally unexpected person. You want to help too, Renegade Detective? Why the surprise? Didn't I say my hobby is volunteering back when we first met? I can't help when I see someone struggling. It's in my nature. In fact, it's the reason I became a detective. It's striking how insincere he sounds. As usual, I can't get a read on him. But many hands make light work, so it can't hurt to say yes. Well, thanks. Okay then, let's head to the living... I'll help as well. I do have some seniority here after all. Ooh, interesting theory, guy. Workaholic, you're still here. I reflexively jump back, surprised to see Workaholic next to me. I've been here the whole time. Seems I don't make much of an impression. Kinda stings, actually. Sorry, but yes, we'd appreciate the hand. So many nice young men helping out. This'll make setting up the tablet a breeze. Thanks, everybody. Let's head to the living room. But that's gonna have to wait for next time, because I literally have been falling asleep for, like, the last hour. This is dumb. Who's behind it all? I don't know. No sips for you! Thanks for the catnip, though. Let me look around and see who we are rating tonight. Let's see here. Blues can do. We can do. Thanks for the pause at Miss Gourmet. Here, I'll give you one better. There you go. Fun stream. Spooked Neko will return. Yeah, but tomorrow night is Danganronpa. So, we should have a good time with that. Let's see. Oh, man. Alright, I know where we're going. Hello, I'm so sorry, Corbzilla. We are actually heading off for the night. I've been getting tired. We've been going for 3 hours and 20 minutes almost. I'm so sorry, but we'd love to have you back tomorrow night at whenever you can pop in. We're playing Danganronpa 2 tomorrow, if you'd like. We stream 7 days a week over here. Oh, blame Neko. Blame Neko, of course. Blame Neko. I blame Fluffy. Fluffy stole all the stars. Neko, good stream. Loved. Thank you for the entertainment. You're welcome. We're going to go over, I believe. Luckily, you subscribed. Well, thank you for subscribing. Let's see here. I think I know where we're going. Let me just check this out real quick. Yay, there it is. Thank you for subscribing. Alright, well, we all know how much we love Donkey Kong. And I like to support other VTubers, even though I'm still a PNG tuber. I will move on to VTube eventually. We're gonna go over and check out Inochi. I've been looking for a chance to go over and raid him since he raided us, gosh, forever ago. Here we go. Here it is. And here is the link in case anybody gets lost, but it will redirect you. I hope everybody had a ton of fun. Oh, thanks. Thanks, game. And until next time, bye!